Pipers arriving.
Welcome to the Pipers TD991 podcast. I'm Rocky. There's Gilly. There's Thumper and Little Tate. And today is episode 69 on July 4th. And we might talk about Kama Sutra. We don't know. We'll talk about other stuff. But that's how it's going to go. And who would like to begin?
With their feet.
And,
No. We are coming from live streaming all together the first time in 20 some years. We have all seen one another right here.
2020.
I did last time I saw you, Rocky, was 01. Last time I saw Hodges was 01. Thumper. Last one time I saw Lil Tate was 04. So 20 years ago, and we come from the great state of North Carolina, people, right here.
Undisclosed location in the foothills of North Carolina in the Appalachian Mountains.
And if we have some technical difficulties, just ignore them because this is the first time we've all been together. Normally we just do Zoom. You know, all of us are on Zoom. So
That's me.
oh yeah, that's what I was wondering.
That's loud. No.
So all right, fellas. Thumper, what you got going from the getting ready to put on the grill, Thumper?
I've got some chicken that I've been treating with some seasonings and stuff. I made a makeshift smoker in the driveway.
A live fire at that people.
Yeah. Yep.
And on the pit burner, I'm gonna be doing some smoked salsa for everybody. You know. Yeah, we did. I mean, we planned for this, but you know what? We're just gonna see where this one goes. Conversation wise. We've been out in North Carolina for 2 days now. That's why we didn't have one on Tuesday, people. You know, because we've been busy doing other things. So
I think I was a little too plastered.
I think.
To be honest, I was a little too plastered.
All right, fellas.
We had a few drinks.
Yeah.
All right.
We did.
Besides coming out here and seeing each other again, what was the best moment you think we've had on this trip?
I think when we went to the forge
Well,
with the knives.
yeah, we went to Pigeon Forge to Tennessee to make knives.
I think the knives. Yeah. I think the kids too.
Oh yeah.
You know, they loved that too. That was pretty awesome to do.
Me and Thumper, we brought our boys. You know, so
Yeah. I think that was like the number one thing, like for them, because they'd never done it, we had never done it, so we got to experience it all together. So I think that was pretty awesome. Yeah.
I think a close second would have been the first night when I came and saw you guys.
Yeah.
And then we all had a really good night. And then the next night, I got
lit up like we did back in
I-
98,
it
99.
was like the seventh.
2000.
Yeah, it was like the seventh fleet. Work hard, play hard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now I know like my favorite, but knives are right up there. But to me, it's gotta be that first night that we got her.
Yeah.
Even though being Thumper, we drove from the Midwest straight through. 12 hours from Missouri because he drove for 4 hours, 4.5 miles to come get me, and then we on the road.
Mhm.
You know, but even though we was dog tired, we still want to see everybody.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Now,
Yeah, and what's crazy is we got here and then I stayed up until 5:30 in the morning drinking.
Hey,
Now,
that's like a
sleep.
sailor right there. A sailor.
And what most people don't know is actually I flew in from DC. I got up at 6 in the morning, flew in from DC to my hometown, got in my vehicle, then drove 5 hours basically to Gilly's house, and then drove another 12 and a half here, and then was up until 5:30 in the morning.
That's quite a fucking drive. Too.
and our boys have got along. They was up right along with us. They didn't want to go to bed either. They was having fun too.
Yep.
You know? Now I will ask a little Tate. What's your moment? Your favorite parts?
Well, I mean, definitely, after, what's been going on, going back home is just seeing everybody again. Like we said, we got that cabin together and like we talked about that first, it takes a while for it to really hit you, and then it really does. And then, like we said, we went to Pigeon Forge. All of us got to drive down there and make those knives together. And I implore anybody that can get down to Pigeon Forge, go do that. That experience when you're moving raw metal that's hot, it's that primal feeling. Doesn't matter if you're male, female. Go move some fucking metal,
Or
man.
even little kids.
Yeah,
Yep.
even the little kids. Like take everybody down there. It's a memory that you pay a little bit for that you'll remember forever. And you get a keepsake. You don't get some cheap little ass keychain. You get a legit fucking knife from a contestant in Forged in Fire. Like he runs it himself. Ronnie Bowman. It's, yeah, season 3 winner. And it's like you really get the idea of how to actually hammer out a knife. You can't take that away, man. Like that'll live forever.
It was a lot more difficult than I thought it was.
I know, right? Like stop dragging your hammer.
I mean, I was swinging that bitch hard, and he was like harder, and I'm like, what the fuck?
I can't get it over my head. You're making me use 2 fucking
Right.
hands.
The,
I mean,
the
there
guy
was-
told me stop hitting it that hard.
You were actually going super fast.
boom, boom, boom.
You were actually going like super fast with it. And he
You
was
got
like,
that-
slow
that
down, and
Short fucking.
I'm like chasing because so the way they have it set up is he moves the metal for you while you're hitting it with a hammer, and as he was moving it, you're supposed to keep aiming at the same target every time, and he's going to move the metal back and forth so you work the right amount.
Mhm.
Well, I was chasing it, like he kept
Yeah.
moving it, and
Where
I'm
am I going?
chasing
Where am I
after
going?
it. He's like, no, keep on the target. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
It's just habit. And then he was like, "You're swinging too high. Keep it below your head because it's a safety thing. They don't want people getting hit.
Yeah.
And
But he was cheating though because we had shitty ass sledgehammers and he had a cleaning hammer and
yeah,
you could hear that thing, just that rhythm when he was going.
Shit, speak for yourself on cheating, goddammit.
No, he was cheating. He was,
no, the other guy,
I know,
the guy that was
know.
running it for us.
Oh.
you hear that shit.
What River wanted, since Rocky has YouTube up, right? River's on YouTube. That showed up.
Oh,
And so River, they're watching it right now.
they're
good.
watching us
And
live.
it's coming through perfect. right
Nice.
now.
Good.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
I just texted my brother said, hey, let me know if everything's coming through okay because hey, this isn't a professional production. We've got fucking fans and cameras out on tables.
Trying to keep laptops
Yeah,
cool so they
trying
don't
to keep
overheat.
everything cool out here.
Me and Thumper's gonna be cooking here in a bit. We're a bunch of
Fucking hillbillies out here making shit work. I don't know how Rocky is. It's from LA.
Some
so-
fucking redneck.
well, you got the
Pit barrel
you
smoking
got
good.
you got the Talent Boy Rocky,
Yeah.
So
What was his nickname we gave him last night?
Kindergarten Cop.
Kindergarten cop.
A kindergarten.
And Little
cop.
Tate, tell him why it's Kindergarten Cop.
Stop hitting other people's lunches.
Yeah.
What?
No, tell him why.
I
Little Tate.
forgot, man. We were drinking.
Oh no, you know how you said that when he was gonna have his knife grade with MAC, right?
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
instead of the C, they put the
MAK?
K, right?
Yeah, put the K.
And
Old
then
Mac Daddy.
what I didn't know that because when Lil Tate told me, then it popped in my head. Kindergarten Cop. That's Rocky's dude nickname, Kindergarten Cop, because he was a master at arms, which is, like a policeman for the day.
Well, to be honest, I started out as an undesignated fireman,
Fireman, yeah.
and then I went to the engine room in Main 2 with Gilly, and I struck DC because I didn't want to work on gas turbine engines, even though I thought it was really cool. I just thought that
What
I
your,
think
what's
if I was
your thing?
yeah, it wasn't my thing, but I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
But I thought I wanted to become like a firefighter. But eventually I was like, well, maybe I could become a cop
Yeah.
or a police officer because I thought that would be more interesting and more rewarding. So I switched to MA right before September 11th happened. So I had submitted my package in, I think, early 2001. And then when September 11th happened, they let me go like that. They converted me before I even went to A school at Point Loma in San Diego. So, and then I did that for the rest of my time in the Navy. I ended up making chief and retiring after 24 years.
Yeah, yeah. If you look at the tricorns on here, you can see the old chief anchors on here. So the two of us are on this side with chief's anchors. The other two over there, they do their things. But, we got the chiefs. That was the only thing I ever wanted to do.
Yeah.
That was the only lifetime goal that I had making in the Navy was making chief. You know,
Right.
when you set a real lifetime goal, you know, or career goal, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, I mean, I remember I never knew what the Navy ranks were, what they looked like, or anything until I went to boot camp. And when I saw the khakis and the chief anchors, I was like, "That's the fucking coolest thing I've ever seen." I've never seen a military uniform that is
clean and
clean and just so.
I don't know the Marine Blues. I don't know.
No, but dude,
Those
I
are
did.
pretty sharp. I'll give
They
you
are
a little
sharp.
thumbs up. They're
Yeah,
pretty
Have you,
sharp.
have you seen the Army Cavalry?
They bring
dress
all the
blues?
boys to the yard.
Yeah.
Except for I will
Talk about
when we're,
us.
when we're in our dress blues, right? When we got our medals on, right? We can make a run for the fucking jarheads.
Oh yeah,
and their
yeah.
dress blues.
We're still in the
Ow.
famous picture of the sailor kissing the girl in New
Yeah.
York.
Our
So-
uniforms are the most recognized in the world.
They are the most.
Period.
They are the most
Period.
penny dropping uniforms in the world.
And especially the
true.
longer you've been in, the more medals you got, the more fucking stripes you get. Fuck yeah, man. I mean,
And red is the way to go. If you got gold, that means you were a goody two shoe.
Hell
I had
yeah.
all
No, it
gold.
just means
I
we're
had
good at
all
not getting
gold.
caught.
I had
that's
gold
true.
because I did not get caught doing the crazy
Me
shit that I
too.
fucking did back then.
unlike me. So
Anybody that knows me knows I should be fucking red right now.
Should have been demoted a couple times, just like myself.
motherfucker, you should have been demoted fucking like I was a couple times. Fuck you talking.
I just never got caught. See, I was good at it.
I didn't get caught until I went to East Coast.
What's the statute of limitations for the Navy?
We're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about anything I've done, just in case.
You're like, wait
I've
a
had
minute,
multiple-
clearances? Oh,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. No,
I know, right?
we're good.
All of us.
It's just it's cool to see each other after 23 to 24 years.
Yeah.
Like, and the most amazing thing is, it's like we all knew each other back then. We all hung out with each other, and it was like time stopped. And when we saw each other again, it was like
Right back
it was
at
like we were back on the five again, just bullshitting, talking, joking around, drinking together, being fucking sailors.
Yeah, like that's why we started the podcast together, you know, and now we actually was able to bring to fruition actually physically being here. And I implore anybody that's in these Zoom meetings with these things is to make these trips. Get out again because it breaks you out of your comfort zone. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, 4 out of 5 of us are sitting right here. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, Mick is in Washington right now. We miss you,
That's-
brother. I salute you.
you know,
it's fucking awesome that we were able to just pick up and go. You
Yeah.
know, and that's like one of the benefits that we have. You know, like, you know, I know Gilly and I. You know, he lives 4.5 hours, depending on
Yeah.
how fast I want to drive. You know, I can swing down and pick him up, and pretty much we can go anywhere. You know, like we don't have.
because we're right there. He's
Yeah.
in Iowa, I'm in Missouri, so we're right there.
and like me, man, I'm going with a homeless kid always. So,
You know,
you know, I'm ready to go at
you
any
can
time.
camp on the side of any road. You know,
Yeah,
it's cool.
like,
Now an old blue, if you just had a tent on top, you'd be set.
I'm still looking into that.
You'd be
That's
fucking
not out
set.
of the realm right now. You know,
And even River, he said, Dad, he said, this is the happiest I've ever seen. That's what it's all about. Right here.
I actually, Heidi's like, I haven't seen you this happy in years.
Now, I'm gonna tell people right now, when Rocky saw us, he was giddy like a little schoolgirl.
he was
Yeah,
giddy when we got over here.
Dude, I'm so happy. man.
I know, same way too. But Rocky's like, oh, come on, let's go, let's go.
He was like grand tour guide.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I get out of the Navy and I don't have any friends. I've been retired from the Navy on June 30th for 4 years now. So to see friends, to see people that knew me, to see people and hang out with people that we all went through the same shit together.
True
Yeah.
friends.
So we all understand where each other person is coming from. It's kind of it's unique in a way. And we all served in the same command at the same time.
And it was all our first command.
Yes,
Yes.
it was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
that's-
it-
that's the thing.
That's what makes it special right there.
It's our
it's
first
our very
command
first trauma
together. We
bonding.
may not have been there exactly at the same time.
But we still
like-
went on the deployments together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
I
we
mean,
went through
except
the
for a
same
couple like
bullshit.
98 was guys went there. Me and
Yeah.
Rocky was just like it. I wasn't there for last back.
But it was still your
you-
first
yeah,
command.
yeah. But
So-
You know, that's where it makes a
So
difference.
the way it went was I got there to the USS Fife in Yokosuka in October 1st, 1997. Gilly showed up about a week later.
Week later.
A week later, they came in 1999.
I was
98. 98.
I think I was no, I was
Early 99.
I was
Early 99.
January was,
January of '99
Yep.
is when I got to the ship.
and I got there at the end of October of '99 because
Yep.
you guys were already in Bremerton and dry dock.
Yep.
From the home port ship.
And I want to give a shout out to him because this dude was a fireman, a non-designated fireman, and he was part of the engineering training team.
Yep.
I've never seen anybody that excelled that quick,
Well,
that fast.
I will say
Well,
this.
and I got to give it to Gilly because me and him, we're like, battle brothers together. Like
And I will say
thick as
this, little
thieves.
Tate, he was one of the best that wanted to learn.
let me hide my face.
He was. No, I mean, really, brother, he was.
he
I
knew,
know.
he
You know,
knew his
you
shit.
wanted to learn.
Yeah.
You know, and I learned from the other guys, above me.
Yeah.
So you was learning from me.
Yeah.
You know, and but we also learned together.
Yeah,
too.
we did. We learned
Because there's a lot
together
of shit we
because
hadn't seen
whoever
yet.
fucked up.
We're like,
blood.
okay, let's try this.
Yeah.
Okay, this didn't work. Fuck it. Let's go another round.
Yeah.
So we learned a lot together.
Yeah.
You know, and Lil Tate, a lot of people didn't like that he was on EGT as a fireman, right? Especially on Desmond.
Yep.
You know, a lot of us,
Or
I even said, fucking, Chief
Yeah.
T-Bone at the time said, no, he knows his shit. He's fucking gonna be on it. Plain and simple. Because he was for ERM and I was the ERO
Yeah.
guy. And for ERO is the injury bomb operator guy. ERM is the injury bond. See, the ERO, for people that don't know, can't leave the injured unless they're relieved. The ERM is a bonder, so they're rolling bonders. So they can leave the injured, but take the readings back to central log, back to the central, and let the EAL look at them, make sure everything's in parameters. And you better have all that shit suck on the rev, something's out of parameter before you get to the EAL.
and annotated.
Yes.
Back when we were in there, in the early 2000s, shit was serious. Like you see everything in the military now, and thank you guys for the praises. But we were taught right.
You earned it. Though.
Yeah,
you earned it.
hell yeah.
You earned it from your hard work and dedication.
It only took what 18 years to make fucking chief afterwards.
Dude, it took me fucking 17 goddamn
Yeah.
years.
So, Lil Tate, tell a story about how you pissed off an officer.
Oh
on
yeah,
ETT.
yeah. You guys will love this story. So because as we're talking about me being a fireman, hey, load me up again, brother.
He's got me too.
Huh?
What do you want?
I don't care. Just grab me something.
I put
That,
me
that
stuff in
isn't
me
that
face.
isn't a fucking damn monster
That
one.
reminds you, I gotta show my cheek.
Oh yeah, I didn't
I
bring
got
mine. Like mine's packed up right now.
Mm.
But back to what we were saying is we had an officer that was part of the head inspectors training. So he taught
Com
us.
Desron 9, right?
I think it was. I can't remember who was out
I think it
there.
was Com Desron 9.
I can tell you who it was, but I won't divulge the name of the officer. But let's just say this guy got caught for BAH fraud, where he said he was married, but he wasn't truly married. But anyway, that's part. Anyway, this was after all this. So with me being a fireman and training people, and the idea is we all put our pants on the same way. He trained us a specific way to do main space fire. So we did the main space fire to his
Brother?
actual specification, what he said was the way to go.
I'm the beer bitch.
You're closest.
Right?
You need to be wearing the bear winch thing, dude.
Right, we need to
We're gonna
get
do
you a-
that next
where's-
time. We're gonna do that next
where's
time.
I'll get a
your
German
coverall?
beer winch fucking outfit for him.
Oh, I forgot the Joe Dirt wig at the camp.
Well, you're gonna wear a
Oh, you
fucking dress next
fucking
time.
Oh, fuck no. No. Because Rita at Green's Halloween party one time, sorry. Yeah, we get sidetracked, motherfuckers.
We all got
You know,
ADHD.
I was the only one that did not dress up going to this Halloween party. This one was at Dry Dock, Bremerton. I showed up, and the girl had the wives, right? Their wives, like, oh, come in with us. We're gonna dress you up. They just took my shirt, put makeup on me. I was like, God damn. I played along with it because it was good fun. I mean, it's just okay, fine.
Yeah, back when you could actually have fun, and still do your fucking job.
I started thinking about that. I'm like, the fucking Navy went so fucking soft because like when we first crossed the fucking line, we
Oh,
had
such a fucking
Oh,
blast.
we had the fucking
you just didn't have the
challenge.
shillelaghs.
No, you didn't have those.
No,
We didn't
you
have
weren't
this
allowed to
Rocky
have
had those.
shillelaghs.
Rocky had those.
For-
We didn't
for
have
those
the
that-
shillelaghs, but we did have the fucking talent show and all the other
Yes.
shit.
Yeah,
yes.
and
You
we
can't even
had
do the
Wog
talent
Dog
show.
like Central. Remember
Yeah.
the old Wog Dog? fight?
And that started in I know it's in 02. I was on the boot after we left the Persian Gulf for Operation Dirt Freedom.
Yeah.
When we crossed it over by Seychelles, they didn't have people dressed up like that. I'm like, what the fuck?
No,
I'm like, this is so fucking lame.
Yeah, because
like we didn't have
And
the
that was
shillelaghs.
02 before, you know,
And you have to admit though, we didn't have it fucking easy. Like
no.
they were like, here's the guidelines, and then here's the fight. Like we're like
I mean,
we're
Well,
we're
we
going
Well,
On
I
each-
want to tell you
on
guys
each
what.
side of that line.
crossing the line.
you
Yeah,
know.
go ahead and explain crossing the line, and those who don't know.
So crossing the line is,
Pollywogs. Go ahead and let the
it's
pollywogs know.
crossing the line is when you cross the equator. All right, you cross the equator, probably
Okay.
going south because we were all north of that. That was a great part, by the way. And
That was
So-
Said it wet.
it's
Check
a,
it
Let my ass crack.
just it's like a wet
Careful, there's a
burrito
fire
or some
behind
shit
you.
like that. Anyways, crossing the line, it's a great tradition. So when you have not crossed the equator or crossing the line, you're called a pollywog or a slimy wog, and you talk like pirates the whole time. That's why I talk like this when I start everything,
like,
because it's tradition and
Well,
fun.
and last time you crossed, you was Davy Jones.
Yeah. So I'll get to that. So 1998, Gilly and I crossed the line.
On
So
the
we
way
were-
to Australia.
Yeah, on the way to Australia.
Yeah.
Or
We-
Singapore.
No,
was
Australia.
after
we
Singapore.
we went to Australia first.
Then Singapore.
This motherfucker
Yeah,
knows.
okay.
So you went
Don't
down
argue
and
with
then
him.
back up.
Don't fuck with me all day.
He
Hey,
does
I may
remember
be-
that shit.
Sometimes I may forget shit, but that I'm
Yeah,
never gonna
he's a
forget.
steel trap. Anyway, go ahead.
I'm not.
So we crossed the line.
Whatever.
We crossed the line. We get the shillelaghs and all that stuff. And I remember we had a Senior Chief Collins. He's like, "Do you guys want to quit?" He was the engineering LCPO at the time.
He was
right?
the senior chief.
Yeah, he was the
Yeah.
Senior Chief. I don't know if he ever made Master Chief.
I don't know, but he was. I mean, I like him. He was a good guy.
He was all right to me too.
I mean, as long as you did, he was a hard ass. But as long as you did your job, he made sure to take care of you.
So what he did was he held people accountable. And in the world today, right now, nobody's fucking held accountable. But we're not going to get into that right now.
No.
So in 2000,
I know, but
when we went on deployment to the Persian Gulf, when we went on deployment to the Persian Gulf, we crossed the line at the date time stamp. So it's 00000 latitude and 0000 longitude. So all of us became golden shellbacks, which
No, that was the 2000 one.
yeah, I'm talking about that.
Yeah.
So that was really cool.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to go through the ceremony again. I got to observe and laugh at other motherfuckers that were going through fucking
Right,
shit. Yeah,
right, right here, right
like-
here.
like-
and
like
and,
old little Tate and old Hodges. I'm Victor Hodges.
come alongside.
Come here, Hodges. Turn two. Turn
But
two.
you know, with that,
Turn
it-
two
it's
shit
a
back.
it's a true tradition that's been, God, hundreds of years, like since sailors have because it's all superstition and tradition. That's what kept them going. And even on a metal tub, it's still the same thing. Sailing doesn't change what vessel you're in. Sailing is sailing.
You just don't have a sail.
And
You
what
have
is it?
engines.
98% of the people in the world have never sailed.
No, they haven't.
And we have, well, me personally, being on the West Coast, starting from the West Coast, so California, Washington, all the way over to the Gulf.
Mhm.
You know, that's half the globe. You know, for your flat Earth, there's whatnot. You
Or rounder.
know,
Really.
around Earth, is,
Yeah.
you know, the globe itself. And then I was stationed on the East Coast, so I went from Virginia over to the Gulf. So technically, I have circumnavigated the globe.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Been around the entire globe itself. And it's a feat that people can't say. Because your ground pounders and everybody else get blown into their AOR or the area of operation, where we're asked has got a sail today. AOR. You know.
But you know what? It's pretty awesome because you find out a lot of people on the East Coast,
Yeah.
they're not shellbacks.
No, because you don't get a chance to do it.
And I'm almost convinced, I don't know if they become blue nose.
Well, I got blue nose
You did.
because we did that Northern Atlantic training, which is where we stopped in Iceland, Reykjavik, because we had to learn how to refuel with them, and we had to operate in the cold temperatures. Because believe it or not, the Russians have the upper hand in operating there because they've been operating there. So if you know anything about where the Russian sub pins are, they're
Guess what this is gonna be?
Oh,
Just smoke salsa?
he's going to smoke
All right.
salsa right now.
So he's smoking
Sorry,
salsa in
little
my
Should,
backyard
should,
right
should
now.
we zoom in and see what he's putting on really quick?
Let's go for it, bro.
All right,
I'm staying
let me
here.
know when
Let
it's
me
in
know
where
if
it's
I gotta
at.
get out of the way, bro. Yo,
I got closer.
I think we're good right there, brother. Go ahead and put it on.
Huh?
Go ahead and put it on. I think we're set. And then that's why we're saying he's he's making smoked salsa.
likes it a lot. They are
Did he get tomatillos out or anything, or is it just
my wife.
got?
You got it, bro. So anyways,
That right there?
You're gonna see us cooking. That's what we said. We were gonna cook, guys. We talk about cooking on the channel. Now you're actually seeing it live.
I'm out of you.
That's because I gotta bring it back in tight. You bum.
That's right. That's right. See,
We're watching everybody cook.
old Mr. Krabs is gonna
You gotta
talk
move
again.
so I can tighten it on Brett over there.
Okay.
Hodges!
What?
Hodges! Shit, mate.
Where's he at?
So I'm gonna throw the fucking chicken on here in just about 5 minutes. Gilly's getting ready to start the. They got the.
What
vegetables
kind? What
on
kind
for
of
the
chicken are
salsa.
you making, bro? What kind of chicken you making?
My own.
No,
Unfortunately,
what
It's my own bro.
what cut are you using?
It's thigh. It's a thigh. And
Boneless skin on.
Yep. Skin on.
Watch out, Rocky.
Get ready to.
Get out of the way, Rocco.
So I'm getting ready to throw it on in about probably 5 minutes. I'm gonna let Gilly's vegetables go a little bit as far as
I might need to bring it out.
his
And I'm gonna let
smoked salsa goes.
Rocky's awesome wife, right? You know, blend them up for us. The salsa.
So,
So-
Rocky's wife is amazing, and she
Oh.
bought a blender just to use specifically for Gilly because of his alpha gal.
Yes. And also too, I'm not in the picture, but that's fine.
We got
But
like a little.
But I'm telling you, people, if you do not like an avocado, right? Like I never have had it good, right? She blended up for me like a dip salsa type. Dude, that shit was fucking outstanding. I'm telling you right now.
the avocado salsa.
Yes.
Yes.
That was fucking
Amazing.
outstanding right
Yeah.
there.
So if you don't know, I run a taco truck with my wife. We own and operate it. I'm not saying the goddamn fucking name,
Hey, just make sure.
but anyways, because we have a passion to make fucking good fucking tacos because we do not live in California anymore. And tacos are a needed food. I honestly think that if I were fucking president of the goddamn United States right now, if I wanted to try and make peace with people, I'd find out what kind of food they could eat and have my wife make fucking tacos and we could fucking eat down. We could sit down and break bread together, fellowship with each other, and come to an agreement to not fuck other countries over and help help everyone become more rich, have a better fucking way of life. And I honestly think food is one of the ways to do it.
No, that's good. I'm still in it.
Yeah, you guys are in it, right?
Yeah.
Well, I was talking about Gilly. I was looking at sorry. I'm looking at the screen. We're trying to figure out the zoom here.
Yeah, because none of us have been able to do this live together.
Not together. Not to get all four of us in.
This is what you see raw feeds. You don't
Right?
see this You don't see raw feeds from any of the influencers and
Not
all
even-
these people. They're all edited.
No, it's all
Not-
edited.
You don't
Yeah.
see this shit.
Heavily.
No.
You know, now when YouTube first came up, probably
You did.
Ooh,
What,
super.
20
That was
years
good.
ago?
Yeah.
Tasted good too.
I like that.
Tastes like
So back to crossing the line. So back in 2019, when I got to the USS Abraham Lincoln and I was MAC operations chief and all that, I was probably one of the most senior shellbacks on there because I've been a shellback since 1988. So that was 21 years. I already had 22 years in the Navy by that time. I had 2 more years to retire. So I was one of the senior shellbacks and a golden one at that. And I asked to be
That's
Davy
huge.
Jones. And they're like, fuck yeah. So I
Who's
got,
Davy Jones though?
he's the devil. He's supposedly the devil.
We're
Just
not,
like
we're not
in,
talking about the Davy Jones from Pirates of the
no,
Caribbean.
no, he's not. But he's a very important person for fucking nautical shit.
Yeah, for sailors themselves.
Yeah.
Davy Jones Lock.
You know, almost like between the devil and the deep. That's what we say in the Navy, but in the real in the fucking landlubber world, it's between a rock and a hard place.
Mhm.
So it was a
What,
great
paying the devil too when we used to talk
Yeah.
about it.
paying the devil is due, which fucking anyways. Because I don't like him. Anyways, he sucks. He'll don't attack me. I put a fucking I prayed fucking protection over the house. Anyways, it was really cool to do it because it was like I made chief, which was my goal, and then I actually got to be Davy Jones, and I actually got to do something fucking cool, and it was a really cool thing when we did cross the line in I think it was 2020. It was around New Year's.
I don't know. I didn't
I-
actually get to do a ceremony again after we crossed the line
Mhm.
and got golden shell back. They canceled it. They wouldn't approve it
Really?
See,
because of the hazing. The hazing fucking policy.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was-
So when we did it,
They tried to get it through, but
I was gonna say we
Um,
did one when we went down to South America
I
at
think
the
it
end of
was-
fucking
I think it was
2001.
Surf
Yeah,
Plant
but-
wouldn't fucking approve it.
We did
Captain
one.
approved it, but Surf Plant.
But what boat? What ship was you on?
Both the Bulkley and the Force.
What year was that?
Oh, dude, back in like 2000 fucking 8, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, see, we did the crossing of the line after you and I got fucking golden shell back. We did it again when we went down to South America doing crack pack.
Which they wouldn't let us do anything because there were so many fucking officers.
But I don't know if you remember this. So we did a small one for the remaining crew that wasn't
Yeah, that's
fucking
right. You're right. You're right.
golden shell or
I
shell
forgot
back.
about that one. Yeah.
Then what's funny is we had a fucking midshipman that we picked up in fucking South America. He had never crossed the line on a ship. So the skipper said, fuck it, we're doing it all over again just for this one motherfucker.
Yeah.
And we
I
did.
do remember
And we did it for one motherfucking midshipman. And we let him cross the line the right way.
Mhm.
And it was amazing. It was, and see, that's the thing is like, I look at a midshipman as like, you ain't shit. You're not fucking Navy.
you're not
You're,
even the
you're a
goddamn
fucking
No,
college
you get
student.
the fake anchor.
You know,
You're not even a
Yeah.
fucking real person in the fucking Navy.
but we turned around and did it for that one
Yeah, yeah.
person. And what's
But that
cool
was,
is
you know what I mean? Like we did it for one person.
it
That's what we
made
used
them
to do.
feel like they were a part of the crew.
Yep.
It made us feel like, you know what, they're one of us.
Yep.
And it built a team, you know, and that was cool
Camaraderie.
because yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
we used to build. That's
You know?
what you're seeing right here in this live stream.
Yeah.
You're
So
seeing true camaraderie from years ago, over 20 years ago.
Yeah, 100%.
And we know that there's veterans out there that are wanting to do the same thing.
Yeah,
and we would like to tell them, hey,
fucking
if,
do it.
if you want to do it,
Do it.
do it. Contact your old soldiers, old Marines, old Air Force, old Coast Guard, or fucking whatever, right?
Hell, I lost Gilly twice on fucking Facebook over the years.
Yep.
Through
And
Facebook?
also too, our phone numbers over the years too.
Yeah.
You know,
And then we still found each other again, like little lost puppies.
because well, Adrian still had me on Facebook,
Yeah.
so that
That
helped
was the way. Yeah.
that helped
Well,
out right there.
Look at this. I only kept in contact with him
Yeah.
after the fight. I didn't talk to you guys. I had no way to get a hold of you.
And then
I was
we-
actually friends with you on Facebook,
Yeah.
but we never really talked.
Yeah.
And then one day it was like,
so
hey,
blame him.
we're gonna. It's your fault.
It's all your.
You know,
fault.
we're gonna
Blame
start a
the chief.
podcast, and we want you to be a part of it. And like, I'm like, fuck yeah! And then now look, we're sitting in South Carolina or North Carolina,
Carolina at my house.
North Carolina, on the fucking back lawn and like drinking beer and fucking. I made a makeshift barbecue on the fucking driveway, and we're gonna fucking do it. Like that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know,
You got to do
it's
it.
fucking awesome.
You got to do it. You got to break out of that shell, man. Like all of us.
Yeah.
And the
Fucking hit that rut.
The
man.
cool thing is, it's like we're all really patriotic. We're all wearing something that's red,
Just
fucking
put
white,
a
and
thumb
blue.
in, bro, for the July edition.
Freedom over everything. I got my challenge coin on, so fuck you, motherfuckers. And I got my fucking tricorn. I'm gonna bring this shit back in fucking style.
Should.
And
My
I'm gonna,
shirt's red.
I'm gonna
I'm
wear my
white. And I
fucking
got
chief
blue
anchor
jeans
on.
on.
I
Red,
got my
white,
chief
blue.
anchor on it. I might put a combo cover chief anchor, but this is the fucking
Yeah.
piss cup one. And I
And-
love those ones anyway.
And like, to go back what we talked about, what you see on the news is fucking microcosms.
Yeah.
Because when we went down to Pigeon Forge yesterday,
Yep.
we seen so much patriotic stuff going on.
A lot of diversity too.
Yeah, a lot
But
of
it was all
diversity.
patriotic, and it was all for America. It was all for the betterment of the people of the United States of fucking America.
Except for the tax they fucking had down there in Southern Bay. But yeah, I mean, don't let the news bog you down, man. Get the fuck out there. We already know what's going on. We all in it. We've been doing it. We know the military. P. Hegseth, like we talked about before. Getting the shit back on track. For those guys that are looking to join Gen Zs now, or
Gen Zs or Zoomers, I think they call them
is it
Zoomers.
Zoomers now?
Maybe, I don't know.
Fuck, I don't know.
Or is it Gen Alpha?
Oh,
They're
yeah,
even the younger
yeah, they
ones.
did the Z and now the Alpha.
Because the millennials and the fucking Gen Zers, they're all fucking fucked up right now.
Gen Xers ain't far behind that shit.
No, it really got fucked up with the baby boomers in the 1960s.
Mhm.
I
Oh, here we go.
pinpointed that 1965 birth control pill, 1969 fucking no fault
That's
divorce.
because they were fighting the Vietnam with hippie shit.
Yes, they were fucking dumbasses.
But we're going back, with all of it, be careful if you're thinking about enlisted. There's nothing wrong with it. Just be mindful of what's going on in the world. Like, we know there's conflicts going on. You hear about, oh my God, it's World War III again. It's like, how many times have we ever heard it's World War III?
About 20 million.
It's
every
always
other
up
fucking
there.
week it's
Yeah.
like that. It's funny. It's like in the 1980s they had this clock. Like if you ever seen the movie The Watchmen from 2009,
The old doomsday clock.
the Doomsday Clock, we used to see that back in the 1980s, and I have not seen that shit since.
Last I heard it was like 10 seconds. 10 seconds to midnight.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't looked at and see if it was updated, but I think when the strike on Iran came, they moved it a little bit closer. It was closer to when Russia was fighting fucking Ukraine too.
I honestly thought that it was going to fulfill a prophecy in the Bible in Isaiah chapter, I think it's 49.
Oh,
It's like it's Isaiah, and it's like Isaiah chapter 49 or something, like verses 34 through 39, where he talks about Elam. Elam is Persia, which is Iran, from the Bible. Not that you guys ever believe that shit, but that's what it really fucking is. Because that was the original name of the father of Persia, was Elam, when the Table of Nations came to be. Anyways, crossing the line is a fucking great tradition.
and getting back to the story that I was telling you
Yep.
about
Sorry.
the firemen and ETT stuff. Yes.
Sorry.
Sorry, guys. We will go on a tangent for hours and hours. Like you should see us when we've been at the cabin. We've been talking till what, 2 to 5 in the morning.
And there's
5
times,
in the fucking morning.
Yeah,
and there's times a little Tate goes, God damn it, Kelly, shut the fuck up about this shit. God damn it. I'm like, hey, motherfucker, I'm gonna say it. Fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, and that's the key thing. Like, that's what everybody forgets. We're all friends, and this podcast is the exact same way. Is that we all disagree. We don't fucking agree on everything.
And we did, especially with you and I, when I got Booth Bay Wood, right?
Yeah.
take over Saldivar.
Yeah.
Me and you had disagreements.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And so, and there's one time, sorry, I'll get back to let you get
No,
back to
it's
it.
fine.
There was one time in Virginia, me and him, we had a fist fight.
Yeah.
We
yeah,
did too.
We did.
You know?
He called me a white trash N-word, and at this time, he had just had his nose fixed, and I said,
No,
"Call me that."
I still had everything in it.
Yeah, I was gonna say you still have the wire up in there.
Yes,
yeah,
because
like the whole
The thing is, down the injury on Laboon, I put a 3/4 inch wrench through my nose, right through here, and through the nostril.
yeah. Well, I still got I had
How
stitches
the
up here.
fuck did that
Well,
happen?
I was down. I was down.
Can't make this shit up.
No, I was down
Nope.
the injury. Put something together, and I couldn't get the ratchet in. So I had to use wrenches.
You better hide your face.
And that
man.
wrench slipped and went boom. As soon as I knew, I looked down my shirt, there was nothing but blood. I was like, I better go to medical right now. And we was in dry dock, so medical was on the barge.
Yeah.
So I had to walk down those stairs at dry dock. I damn near passed out.
I believe it. Yeah.
And they got there like, they was like, they thought they had to send me to Portsmouth.
Yeah.
They thought they was going to.
Yeah.
But they was able to, put the savory strips on it
Yeah.
and make it all better. Then they did send me to Portsmouth after that.
Yeah.
And I came home, came back because I was living with Chad.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
We were all together partying out there.
Dude, I look like a fucking hog, the
Yeah.
way the fucking bandage was. I'm like,
Well, at that time when we got in the fight, the fist fight was when you didn't have it on there. I think it was still
No, it was-
bruised and it was on
yes,
the bridge of your
but I'm
nose.
saying, yes. But
Yeah.
it was after I pulled off that gauze. I still
Yeah,
had
and you
everything.
only had it on the bridge.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's-
Anyway, we got into a fist fight on that one. I was like, "Say it again." He's
Yep.
like,
And
"And
I
said
did
it
too.
again."
He hit me, and Chad tackled me because he knew what I was going to do.
Yeah, yeah. We were like, "You went and hit me in the side of the head."
And then Chad fucking, he goes, I can't hold this motherfucker down.
Yeah, like get out of his fist. I'm like, "I'm sorry, Gil." And he's like, "Fuck you, motherfucker! I'm gonna kill you."
By the way,
We're
your
going,
wife's fucking
motherfucker. Come on.
playlist, amazing.
And this is when he was
Dr.
like
Dre,
at his peak.
Cypress
Yeah.
Hill,
Not like
You know,
I am
like-
now, though.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
a
like
lot.
at your peak. What we were like,
on point.
what, a little over what? You were like, I think 24,
I was
I
23.
love that.
23, and I was like 21.
Yeah. And
Definitely.
no, I've been 24. Yeah, you're right. I've
Yeah,
been
that's what I was
24.
saying. I think you were at
He was
24.
22 or something like that.
So this motherfucker over here, you can already see him. He was at his peak, twice his size. You got my little skinny ass, and
'Cause you
I
was little-
way skinnier than now.
Because you was like a little beef.
I was a little.
He was
fucking
like the male version of Oliver.
Little
He's
Jason.
large.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
I'm not that ugly,
But
I
I'll
was
tell you
that
one thing,
skinny.
little Tate is tough. He is, man. He don't back down either.
You know
But-
what though?
but
I
he was
small
smart
too.
as fuck too. He was smart as fuck.
I was small
And-
too though.
And
Like,
and
you
you know,
Dude, we pulled out the cruise book, and your wife was like, "Oh my God, you look like fucking babies,
I
all
know.
of you." And we're like,
I-
"Yeah."
I was tiny, dude. I was small. Like
you
Yeah.
were shorter than me at that time.
I was shorter, smaller, like everything. Like
You went shorter
was
than me.
not a-
I was
I
not
was-
shorter
well,
than me.
nobody
I was-
smoked-
Nobody's
nobody's
shorter than you on the boat, except
But- but
yeah.
but
That's
I
true.
was a lot
maybe like
smaller than
Benny
anybody.
Stone.
Would you say they were stronger than he was?
No,
Probably not. Probably
Pound for
fucking
pound.
No, they were only
No.
stronger because of the amount of dicks they took in.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. He gobbled them up pretty quick. So.
Yeah.
He was called Nut Gobbler.
Still do that better than fucking fresh gun. Arches. Arches.
But you can
Yeah.
hear just the stories that we're telling here together. You might see us when we're doing on the Zoom, but when you're together, it's genuine. It's just raw, and that's the way the Navy used to be. It was raw fun. There wasn't no PC shit, no nothing.
It was all real.
Yeah,
It was real. It wasn't fucking fake. It wasn't made up
show that,
shit
bro.
like you see on the fucking TV and the news right now, which is all fucking goddamn propaganda. You know, you should not believe what you always see on fucking TV or from CBS, NBC, ABC, CNN,
MSNBC.
Fox News, all of them.
Yeah.
They all fucking lie.
Hey, and all you Trump haters out there, he just got paid all that money.
Yeah, he
Because they all fucking lie.
did. Yeah, he did.
Stop lying.
And Diddy.
Oh man, that thing is all fucking all over the place.
Dude, I saw a meme and it had R. Kelly's like fuck did he get away from that shit or whatever?
After he was peeing on that 14-year-old
Because
all those years
they
ago.
didn't go after him for the right things.
Because he didn't have all the names.
Yeah.
Just like Epstein.
Yeah.
Hold on, I better get my tinfoil hat on. Okay. I got my tinfoil hat on. Let's go. Conspiracy theories, anybody?
Well, we could talk about that later. I
Another
saw
day.
some videos on TikTok. They were talking about 10-foot Anunnaki and mountain goats.
Oh, God.
I don't know how real that is.
Yeah.
I really didn't look at it because I had more important things to worry about at the moment. Like, my
And then we're
friends.
bullshitting about don't believe everything you hear on the mainstream.
Yeah.
You know, but all the way back that what we were talking about, the story about the officer and the ETT stuff, is that he was training us to do a main space fire, where positions were, put the hoses, put AFFF where it needed to. We did build sprinkling, the call outs and everything. Anyway, when we got into the debrief as the training team, he hit us on the watch team. And it was what he had trained us on. So he had said that we got hit on something that he trained us on. And I was like, wait a minute. And I'm still a younger guy. Like,
You're
I
E3,
don't,
right?
I don't give
You're
a
a
fuck.
fireman. At the time,
I was a
right?
fireman.
Fireman.
This,
E3.
this guy was an 04,
Yeah.
right?
A lieutenant commander.
Lieutenant commander for those. And I went off and like called him out. And I got kicked out of the log room because of my rank. And they knew he was wrong. The chief engineer of the Chang kicked me out because they thought it was disrespectful. Because of that, I had that happen later on when I was the
They
first guy
fucking
to
tore
yeah.
into him
Yeah,
after they kicked you out because I was I was in the space next to them.
yeah,
The oil
And-
lab, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
oil lab. And you could hear it. So we shared a fucking
that ventilation,
a
between
ventilation
there, yeah,
space between the two, and I could hear them tearing him a new asshole, and I'm like, holy fuck!
yeah,
And I didn't know what even happened at the time.
hey, yeah.
And then-
That's what
then
had happened because we took all the notes and trained like he had told us to
Yep.
pass the inspection. And anybody who knows the main space fire is the most deadly thing that happens on a ship. That is an engine room that catches on fire with flammable liquids like hydraulic, like oil
or fuel.
and fuel.
Lube oil, fuel, any of that
And,
stuff.
in a real situation when it happens,
You go to general quarters,
yep,
battle stations.
yep,
So everyone will man their fucking battle stations like they're getting attacked. So you'll have repair 2, repair 3, repair 5, repair 4, and any other place where there's a repair locker. And everyone will be, all combat systems and operations and all those other motherfuckers. We'll be up there shit.
ships riders and shit.
Ship riders,
Yeah.
the top fucking siders
Yeah.
and the fucking twitches.
Yeah, yeah.
So, it's an important thing. And that was one of the things when I got to the fight, they practiced that shit immediately. So the first time that I went underway and Gilly was on the boat with me, it was November of 1997. And we went to fucking Hong Kong.
Oh god,
And-
you gotta love Hong Kong.
Dude, that was the first time I was ever on the way. I was like, dude, I'm on a giant surfboard. Of course, I fucking got seasick. I did not get
Well,
my
you're in
sea
the, what,
legs.
South China Sea.
Oh,
wasn't
dude,
it?
it's fucking rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. The seas were fucking rough. And I did not have me sea legs. And I did not get my sea legs until
No, you popped your cherry on that one.
Yeah, dude. I got so sick. It was so bad. Like we pulled into Hong Kong. I think Even was on the boat at the time.
Was it?
Brandon was on the boat.
I don't remember who came over. with you
Kelly
guys.
was on the boat. Brandon was on the boat. Cav, all the guys that we knew that we were all like the same age. We all were buddies together, right? And I fucking got seasick. And everyone else was fine. I was so embarrassed. It was embarrassing. It took me a while to get my sea legs because I had to take the Dramamine. And it was so bad that when I started cranking, I had to tie a plastic fucking trash bag to my fucking belt.
Yeah, because you get yelled at fucking
Because-
trying to throw up. And
Well, because I was cranking. So I was cranking.
smell the food. Yeah.
Cranking was what we called people when they were doing the food service kitchen patrol,
Yeah,
whatever
we
it
worked
is.
the galley and stuff.
Because you would wake up really fucking early and you'd wait till everyone left. So you were like, you never left the boat. You were like a snipe, an engineer. And so I had that shit and they were like, you make fucking good omelets already. So I was like, all right, motherfuckers, I'll make omelets. And it was funny because they'd be like, I want a ham and cheese omelet. I'm all right, motherfucker. Ooh. Wash my hands, go fucking cook the fucking food. But it was quite an experience.
Well, it kept you going. That's the thing that people don't realize. Even though you got sick, you kept on working. The first time I got my cherry pop getting sick was coming out of the NAG when we were on the 2000 deployment, and we hit the Indian Ocean.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, after being still for so long, I'm down in Main One, like laid out. Bittner's down there. What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm like, I don't feel good. Get the fuck up. And I was like trying to eat the crackers and stuff, the saltines. And then no, that's when I threw up for a fact. After that though, I didn't have any problems.
Yeah, and you know, you do kind of keep your sea legs for a while, but if you go off a boat for a long time,
fuck, dude.
if you go off a boat for a long time, you will lose your sea legs, and that happened to me. And this is a fucking embarrassing story, but it's the truth. And on this channel, we want to tell the truth. So in 2005, when I married my wife, we went deep sea fishing, and I was a fucking MA1 at the fucking time. I was a petty officer first class with about 8 fucking years in. And I'd been in the Pacific Ocean. I've been in all the fucking rough seas, even the fucking Puget Sound, which
Dude,
could be
Puget
rough.
Sound.
Puget
Well,
Sound could
and
be
not
rough.
only that, but Columbia and when we went to Astoria,
Yeah, yeah.
that is a rough ass spot,
Oregon
too.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It was a very rough sea. So it took that amount of time from 2002 when I left the boat or the ship to 2005 when I ended up getting married to my wife that I still have now. And we've been married for 20 years. And I'm thankful. I'm thankful that I have a wonderful fucking wife, especially with what's going on nowadays. I'm thankful and I praise God for it every day. I got fucking seasick. So I ended up becoming the chummer because I was throwing up over the side of the sea, and the chum would bring the fish, and people were catching fish, and the whole time they're like, "Weren't you in the fucking Navy?" I said, "I'm still in the goddamn fucking Navy," and it was embarrassing, but you know,
Yeah.
you can't be a cocky fucking prideful person because you will be put down to your fucking level. Humbleness is greatness.
Well, like when you come back from the deployment, you try to go stand on the pier and you're like, still moving.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, like when we were driving all those miles, you're like, I'm still think I'm going forward, dude. Like, when is this
Yep.
gonna stop?
I remember my
And-
first
and-
my first underway on the ship on the Fife. We pulled back into Everett, and I was walking down the pier, and I had a
Fucking
a
drone.
phone card, and I'm like, yes, I'm gonna call home. I'm standing at the fucking payphone at the end of the pier, and I'm doing like this. I'm like, holy fuck, I can't hold still. Like, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
'cause
call you back.
You
Click.
get used to moving with it. Like that's
Yeah.
how you like when you're all used to fucking being on solid ground. You don't feel anything moving until an earthquake hits you. On the ocean, you're like, all right, I'm getting used to this.
I used up a whole motherfucking phone card because I
Oh
was
god,
fucking
man, the
swaying.
phone cards, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god.
Dude, now we got fucking cell phones. But what it calls when you don't get seasick anymore, it's called you got your sea legs.
Yeah.
You know, you get your sea legs, so you're able to fucking do whatever you got to do.
What was that SpongeBob episode where he had the boots, big tall boots, and he's like squeaking them to make them talk and shit? Kind of like that, where you
Oh
get
my
everything
God.
down, you get moving, start breakdancing and shit.
When I was Davy Jones, dude, I had all the people sing the SpongeBob fucking theme song. I made them go, oh, who lives in a pineapple under the sea? SpongeBob SquarePants. The whole song, right? It was fucking fun because by 2019, because of all the stupid political correctness and gayness, fucking sissy la-la-ness that was in the world because girls would get their feelings hurt, guys would get their feelings hurt because they never got fucking yelled at or spanked or fucking put their fucking place.
When we
It was
did
all-
it
it was
back in the
everybody.
day, yeah, it was when
Yeah.
we were back in the day that we
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah, you know, they almost made the fucking knife hand illegal. I think they made the knife hand illegal.
I still
somewhere.
knife hand when I made cheap.
I knife hand motherfuckers all the time. I still knife hand.
Painting on the stacks. Like,
Fuck you, you know,
they
anything.
made fun of me for that shit because I was in my khakis. They're like, you need the working khakis where they used to have to tie with it,
Yep.
you know, and you're like, you're working in your khakis, you know, and they were laughing at me because we're in mustard, and I'm up there like, you fucking missed this. You fucking missed this. You can see it in the sunlight where it's missed. Like, start painting again, you know, and they're just laughing their asses off. Like, oh my God. You're so
But I gotta
fucked up.
say, like, one of the best career pinnacles of my life, besides making cheap, was I got to be fucking Davy Jones. That's a once in a lifetime fucking honor.
I had a lot of fun making my coveralls for the like when Hodges was saying that. I spent probably 2 or 3 midnight watches making my stuff. You know, took a gold tape pen, put fucking golden shell back on the back of it,
That's cool.
fucking clipped up my bottoms of my steamers, made them all stringy and shit, and then I found the mop. You know, the mop head, you know, the swab itself to
Yeah.
make my shoulder boards and shit.
So
All nasty. And,
I got a really cool story. There's an early episode where I'm wearing a fucking tricorn hat, right? And I'm wearing this fucking jacket. It looks like a Navy jacket. It's a fucking raincoat. And what happened was, is I asked one of my chief buddies to make me a fucking tricorn hat, or you know, a 3-point hat. I knew it as a 3-point hat, and I put a fucking chief fucking anchor on it as I was fucking Davy Jones. And the females in my department, because I had an amazing relationship with my sailors. I was chief petty officer. I was the only chief in the fucking department. So I was operations training fucking everybody, right? Everybody was under me, but I had more purview over operations. So I had the sailors respected me, and I loved them. I treated them like my children. I was like dad, and they were all my kids. They actually called me pops or dad.
Our
Yeah,
beds
well,
are
dude, I was only like what in 2019. I was 41. I was 41 at that time, and so I had some females in my department. They made me a fucking jacket that looked like a Navy officer. Right. That's why I had you get me the make so I could put it on there.
I know,
Shoulder
right?
boards,
Yeah.
Right. And so they made me a jacket. They cut my pants. I looked like a fucking pirate, and I looked like a pirate that was an officer and a chief because I had the gold
That's
stripe.
because we are pirates of the
Yeah.
ocean. Man.
Yeah, we are. We are. We
We're
stuffed the other
ganging-
pirates too.
Yarr.
Yar. And so it was really cool because it was great that I had a great relationship with all my sailors, man. And now, years later, I got some sailors that call me still. They make chief, they make first class, they make fucking senior chief.
Yeah.
They exceeded me, and I'm happy for them because I knew at the time that I'm not the guy that's going to get promoted because I'm not politically correct.
Nope.
I tell you the truth, whether you fucking like it or not, and I'll talk to you in a tone that you don't like it or not because you fucking suck. But anyways,
You want to sprinkle that rainbow on you?
no fucking rainbows. Anyways,
I didn't take away the rainbow. I take him back.
Just
So,
Chiefs
We
being
need
Chiefs.
the leprechaun at the end of the fucking rainbow.
that would have been me. Anyways, it was a great thing because it was so cool that they made all this stuff for me, and I felt really honored. And dude, I asked fucking our division. I was like, "Can you make me a fucking pirate sword?" And they found some piece of aluminum and made me a fucking pirate sword that looked like something from the Middle East, like Sinbad. So, I had like a little belt loop thing that I could put it in. So it was really cool. And I think that was probably one of the most fun times that I ever had in the Navy because I actually got to like let go and be my normal self for once.
Yeah.
And just have fun, joke around while we're doing something that's probably one of the greatest fucking traditions in the fucking world.
Yeah.
Especially for the Navy. Because
I
you
think
become
for the U.S. Navy, I think
the
you know
US Navy.
we're sailing. I don't know how the British do it or anybody else, but I think U.S. helped
The British,
that.
they sail gay.
Yeah, them and their fucking bars when you're refueling and shit.
Fuck them.
You got to convert it over.
Fucking
Like, how many
assholes.
bars can we give you? Fuck the metric system.
Yeah.
That's
So-
why we're celebrating Independence Day because we said fuck the metric system. We went on SAE
Yep.
standard,
Freedom over everything.
you know. And I seen the meme. It was like, guess who's working today? The fucking British.
Yep.
You know.
Speaking of British, the Cubs beat the Cardinals today.
What
Hey,
they
hey,
beat
you
them
did-
by?
If you don't know,
Oh,
these
it was-
these
it
two,
was
they
11 to
love
3.
fucking fighting
Oh
over
my
MLB shit.
goodness.
Yeah.
They got destroyed.
It was
What'd you
11 to
say?
3.
About the Cubs? They suck, don't
Way to coach him. Way to coach.
Damn right, damn right.
Causing that hate.
Hey,
Causing that
you
hate.
coach Landon, so hey, it's all
I
fair
know
game.
Coach Landon. He
So,
knows.
so
he's
if
good.
you guys don't know, old Thumper here is a fucking Cubs fan, and old Gilly here
It's a
is
St. Louis Cardinals
St.
fan.
Louis Cardinals
Which is
fan.
fucked up because Thumper is fucking from on the
No,
other
but a lot of
I'm
Iowa
from
people,
Iowa,
but
but
they also have a fucking minor league team in Iowa too for the Cubs.
yeah.
Yes, they do.
Oh, okay. I didn't
That's-
realize that.
yeah.
So Des Moines, Iowa, the capital,
Mm.
has a AAA team that is
Oh,
or
AAA
double A.
Okay.
That is Cubs. So they call people up from that team to the Cubs.
Oh, okay, so they're like the reserve.
What's funny is my town, the baseball team in my town is Houston Nationals.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
We don't like them.
Obviously not.
Well, I mean,
But-
I got the
But all
Hickory
the way up
Crawdads, and I think they're the
But this guy
Rangers.
likes the fucking St. Louis Cardinals, and nobody in my town likes St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah.
So, yes, we are
that sibling rivalry.
we are 100% like if I were to watch football, I would be a Bears fan. He would not like them because guess what? Like huge. Same with the St. Louis Blues and Chicago Blackhawks. Like I love hockey. So I'm there, he's there. We're always against each other as far as that.
I was always a Kings fan.
They don't do anything.
Well,
So
and
Well, back then,
we're-
you
Rangers.
can like
Indiana,
you
I
can,
have
back,
you can
back
like
in
the
day,
Kings.
though,
They
like,
don't do anything.
when I watched hockey, that was when Wayne Gretzky was.
And he was amazing. And then you guys didn't do anything.
No,
so
no.
it's like, yeah, you're not a threat to anybody.
Well, and you go back to like the old days where fucking you had like the Colorado Avalanche that fought everybody like Forsberg and those guys.
So
Buffalo.
my
had
ex-wife,
fucking-
my second ex-wife, her family played like somebody in her family played baseball with Babe Ruth on the Red Sox. So
Oh, shit.
when I visited their house, I fucking hated it because there's pictures of Babe Ruth and
everywhere.
her family and blah 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 and like I'm not gonna say who, but they show up to the fucking ballpark in fucking Boston and they're like, oh yeah, so here's welcome the whole family. Here's your seats and your suite and everything else. I'm not doing that. But yeah, it's pretty fucking crazy.
Who's commenting?
I think my
We got a comment.
sister. No, what is-
What's a
I don't know.
picture from your dad?
I'm
I'll
not
have
getting
to
comments.
talk to her about that later. Anyways,
I'm not getting comments.
I didn't see any.
No.
So
if you want to, if anyone's fucking watching, please comment.
yeah, let us.
We would love to talk to you, even if it's a fucking dumb question like what's 2 + 3.
Q&A. We're
Yeah.
here for a Q&A.
Comments
too.
are welcome because we need them. Like
Yeah.
we
Give some
really could use
feedback
them.
for asked.
Even if you hate us, we'll still talk to you.
Yeah.
We'll disagree with you and make fun of you when
We're
we
not-
see your face.
I'm single. I'm single. I'm just saying.
I'm not. I'm not.
He's married.
And I wouldn't give up my wife for fucking anything in this fucking world.
We'll take anything. We'll take anything. We're not offended by anything.
By luck, Gilly will comment because I
Right.
said I was single.
You looking for something, Taylor?
But I still cannot get over the fact that we haven't seen each other in like 23 fucking years. 23 to 24 years. And it's like not a second past the last time we saw each other. The last time that we talked to each other. And that really says something. Like, I don't know any other podcast where you have people that served at the same command at the same fucking time that went through the same fucking thing and still talk to each other.
And then found it years later.
And yeah.
And then have generated this. Yeah, it may be short, small, but like we laughed about, this is what YouTube originally was things like this. Unedited, raw, like what we grew up with, like the original Jackass type stuff.
Yeah.
Where we watch these viral videos.
Which, if you have not watched Jackasses, the Jackass shit, it's fucking hilarious. But you should not try that stuff.
No.
Okay.
Now Gen X is built different. It's just like me falling out of the swing. Yeah.
Dude, that I was like, oh my god, dude, what the fuck happened? He's like, dude, I fell out of the swing. I'm like,
Like spit me out like a damn wood chipper. But the amount of fun in the port visits, like when we were in, is just unfortunately we were talking about enlisting earlier. You won't see that.
no, you won't.
You won't have the freedom that we used to. because you were treated like a fucking adult. You know what I mean? You joined at 18, you signed the line, you're a fucking adult. So if you fuck up,
It's your fault.
you were held accountable for, just like you would go to jail.
But now I think around 2005 or 2006 that all fucking changed.
Yeah.
You had intrusive leadership, which it has a good point, but it also is fucking pathetic.
Hey, you doing okay?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you get to know your people, but the way that you get to know your people is you actually talk and work with them. It's not like you get to know your people so you can find a way to get them in trouble
Yeah.
and fuck them over.
That's
Which is
that's
what
where it got
happened.
twisted. Yeah.
Yeah, and it got twisted. And I saw the goddamn fucking CNO at that time. He was in Atsugi, Japan with me because by that time that was my third command. I was in Atsugi,
Was
Japan.
Was
It
it
was,
Giordano that fucking started that shit?
No, it was
Fleet
Admiral.
Majesty?
It was Mullen.
Was it Mullen?
Mullen. And I forget the
Mullen.
fucking
Yeah.
CMC. And it was the CMC right before Tampa.
Campo?
Tampa changed everything, but he did not stay in office that long, or the office of the MCPON, even though he was a really good guy. He was like an HMC, so
Yeah.
he was kind of fucking roughneck. He hung out with fucking Marines. So Marines have a lot of fucking discipline, or at that fucking time they did, right? The Navy, yeah, we kept discipline, but there was still disrespect, and there was fucking, fucking fan room counseling.
God, back in the day, boy.
Yeah. So
Get locked in a small space and then stand by.
So, I mean, I stayed in the Navy long enough to go to where it was like the real Navy. I got to the 5, there were no females on the ship. Then there were females on the ship and it became high school. But we did have some awesome females on the ship that actually did a good fucking job. They were good fucking sailors and they were respectable. But there were other ones that were not like that. And then it became females were everywhere, right? And then by the time 2015 happened, it was fucking Me Too Central.
Well, I had a female that always relieved me late.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
ended up dirty dicking her coffee cup.
We'll not talk about that right now. But like, I remember, dude, in 2015, I was fucking Chief Alderete by that time, as MSC, and we had an NCIS agent and at Naval Weapons Station Seal Beach, and she was like, "You can't like go like this, excuse me, or yell at someone." Because they could say that was fucking verbal assault or some other stuff. So a verbal assault became a disagreement. So when you disagree with someone could play the fucking victim. And what do we have today? Everybody's a fucking victim because they don't want to be told they're fucking wrong and they think like a goddamn motherfucking full retard.
Never go full retard.
Never go full retard. Tom Hanks went half retard, went on with the Academy Award. Jump in with full retard. Sam I am. Went home empty-handed. Never go full retard.
And if you guys don't know the reference, it's Tropic Thunder.
Which was a fucking awesome movie.
It was great.
Which they couldn't make now because everyone's a fucking crybaby.
Yep. Can't have any real comedy anymore. That's like, back when we were on the fight. Remember when we went to San Francisco?
Yeah.
I seen Joe Rogan in his prime. When he had just first started doing Fear Factor. Holy shit, that dude was so good. The little comedy clubs, like a couple rows front stage. And man, I laughed so fucking hard. When we were and San Francisco was a great fucking place to go back then. Especially for sailors,
You know what the crazy thing is? When we went to San Diego that time,
There
I
we go.
ended up going to a place and fucking Green Day was playing live.
Yeah.
I saw Green Day live. Like, Green Day was pretty good back then, but then become fucking air. And in 2004, I think they came out with American Idiot, and they became fucking idiots.
Yeah.
And I stopped liking them after that because
I'm still waiting for him to go to England. He keeps threatening he's going to get out of the country with Donald Trump being president.
God, they're fucking stupid fucks.
I'm leaving.
He's
I'm leaving.
Did you see the pictures of Kathy Griffin?
Oh yeah, the
That-
TDS like.
Oh my god,
progression.
yeah, it was on fucking X or Twitter, right?
Yeah.
oh, check the fucking your barber. What's up, fellas? Happy 4th of July. Go Cades.
My
Okay.
barber.
Yeah. Okay.
What
what's
up, bro?
3+3?
Happy 4th of July.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Glad to hear from you, bro. I love you. I gotta get a haircut soon too, so I'm gonna be
Yeah,
making a
fuck it.
reservation with you, brother.
What was the old?
Wait,
name?
is that your
Dirty? All
You're,
dirty.
Barbara.
All dirty.
All dirty.
Dude, they used to call me all dirty or always fucking ready. He's all the ready. He's always fucking ready. He's all dirty. But I
Yeah.
was all dirty and always ready at the same
Yeah.
time.
Sure.
Because I was.
We all had nicknames. That
But
was
the
key
dirty
thing.
did not mean like he was dirty with dirt. It
Yeah.
meant something else.
Yeah. Kind of like
Because
the
I was
coffee,
a sailor.
kind of like the coffee cup.
Yeah, yeah. I got to go get.
No,
me
I
a
didn't
drink.
know
I'll
if
be
he
back
would-
in a
I
second.
know. I think
didn't
all
know
of us
if he would
need a
have checked.
recharge.
The message, since normally we're on the computer, right?
Yeah.
At our homes. I was like, let me check, because I remember his barber said he knew he was coming out here.
Oh yeah.
So I was gonna see if, somebody commented.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you for commenting, brother. Thank you so much.
Yeah. We enjoy it. Like we said, like
Hell yeah.
send it up, dude. Whatever you want to send. I mean, the moderation's already there, so we're not worried about it.
And too bad you're not here with us enjoying things, man.
Yeah.
You know,
You're like we said, we're doing the live. Actually, I missed a phone. Oh, you called me. Why did you call me?
oh, I messed up. That's why I called River's
Oh,
phone. Instead,
yeah.
I hit your number because that was the top one instead of his number.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, that's awesome, man.
Okay, so what's 2 plus 3? Well, math
2 plus
is
3 is
math.
5.
No, math is racist nowadays. Remember?
Oh yeah, but it also depends on what area of the country you're in, right?
Yeah.
Down a little bit of Arkansas or Southern Missouri. I'm from Missouri, but I can talk shit on Southern Missouri and Arkansas.
I will go with like 2 plus 3 equals 6.
No, dude, down in Southern Missouri, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the true hillbillies, man. One guy goes, "Well, 2 plus 3 is 4." I'm like,
You know what? I wouldn't even give it to the southern ones. I give it to the northern ones too.
Hold on.
nowadays, yes.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Gilly,
What the fuck?
Gilly
Oh,
calling
shit.
somebody true hillbilly is kind of funny.
Well, technically, where I live at is still part of the Ozarks.
Yeah.
It really is. So,
Yeah.
true. Okay. Yes, I am a hillbilly. I'm proud of it too.
Hillbilly Gilly.
That's what they used to call me. 'Cause back in the day, going out
Oh,
right.
your accent was even heavier when you first
I
got
know.
It was.
And I didn't
It
realize
was.
how
It
much.
was way heavy.
I didn't realize how much a southern accent I had.
Oh yeah.
Until I was in Virginia, Norfolk, right?
Yeah.
I was,
No
at the,
fuck.
I was at the bar, and the bartender grew up here her whole life. She goes, "You got more of a southern accent than I do.
All
Where
right.
are you from?" I said, "Missouri." But, my family, back in the day when they came from Scotland, Ireland, right? So West Virginia,
Mhm.
And some Tennessee, Texas too. But when they moved up to Missouri, hardly anybody in my family, I mean, some haven't lost their accent, but a lot of us have not.
Did you blue falcon me, brother? You went for a recharge to get anything else out?
But yeah, I mean,
he turned, he
Yeah,
turned,
but
he
going
turned
to,
around. He's like, "Oh fuck!"
but in 2099, going to the bar, right?
Yeah.
I'd wear my bib overalls, my Carhartt bib overalls,
Yeah.
with my cowboy boots, my cowboy hat. That's where I got the nickname Hillbilly Gilly.
It's like going to the bank back in the day. You know what I mean?
Justin gave you that name.
All right, fine, I'll go
Justin
with-
gave you that
Oh,
name.
Luna.
Luna. Justin Luna. A shout out to Justin. He passed away in 2013. We miss you, bro. We love you and we miss you.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
He was one of the funniest fucking people
Oh,
I ever fucking met.
Heidi makes that smoked salsa.
She said it was good.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I said, wait till next fucking day. I
Me.
think it's even better.
That's
Like,
awesome, bro.
Yeah.
You see how that works?
What?
He asked if anybody needed a recharge.
That's
I
how
said
it works,
me.
Rocky. Goddamn
And
it.
he's
I'm
gonna give me
sorry, I
one.
was a check valve.
He's
today. So a
He's
check
gonna give
valve,
me one.
we used to call people check valves because check valves went one fucking direction. They never came back and reciprocated and helped each other out. I made a mistake and I'm calling myself out for that. It's called accountability.
Yes.
You get held accountable for your mistakes. You don't blame other people or society or some fucking other fucking invisible force. You just take responsibility and accountability for your fucking mistakes and you fucking correct it. I'll be right back.
Okay. See, like I can't see the comments.
Sorry, people. We're just.
No, I can't see.
God damn it,
What? What? God damn it!
Did you put them in
No, they're in the fucking.
There's none left in the bag, brother.
Oh,
Which
that
one?
means you drank them all.
No, I've been hitting these.
Oh, that means I drank
Look,
them all.
look, there's only one there.
That means I drank them all.
Well, we might have.
Well,
Hey,
fuck.
hey, at least Walmart delivers, so we can make another beer run. with Walmart delivery. Thank God.
We did. We.
Oh, it's in the thing,
Yeah, it's in the cooler, in the
Refrigerator.
fridge. Oh,
in the
God damn it.
fridge. Hey, little Tate, get that out of the fridge. That whole case, put it in there.
No, leave it in
leave
there.
it?
It's
Okay,
fine.
that's
Leave
fine.
it in there. It's fine
Okay.
because it's cold. It's
Sorry,
cold
people.
as fuck.
This is how we are. We're all together, man. Really, I mean, truly. This is the way this whole week has been. It's been fucking awesome. Truly,
Yeah,
you know. I mean,
I can't wait. So I've been. I kind of talked to Rocky and I talked to his wife about it, and I'm like, this would be awesome if we did this once a year
Yeah.
at least.
yes,
At
exactly.
least, and we went to different places. So like,
Yeah.
we go to Gilly's house,
Or
in
your
Missouri.
house in Iowa,
or we go to my house in Iowa, or we go to
Indiana.
fucking Indiana where Little Tate
Fuck
is.
yeah, man. Fuck
And
yeah.
we travel around and we do live podcasts from that because like Gilly and I we can definitely do that.
And we know we can travel
Perfect. Thank
together
you.
with him being a fucking Cubs fan, right?
Yeah.
And me being a Cardinals fan. So
So we might actually live stream on the way home.
we might.
Um,
we might.
well, the reason being is because he might have the game on his phone, and
No.
then I will live stream.
Actually, no.
As
You
you're
won't
coming
be able
home.
to because Iowa got the permissions because Lil Tate
Oh shit!
found out that we thought he had the same permissions as me.
Yeah,
He
I
can't
don't.
live stream for longer than his account.
Yeah.
Well, fuck.
So you'd have to have it
Well-
on your phone and be live streaming.
When we
Wait,
get back,
can you
we'll
live
figure
stream?
it out.
Yes,
but-
from here I can. Yes.
Okay, then I can
Well,
figure out
yes.
how to get the fucking game.
Yes, exactly.
So what I'm saying is, you live stream.
Yeah.
I get the game
I'm
on my phone, and we drive home,
brother, fucking
and I destroy you and make fun of you in front
well,
of everybody.
that's fine. I mean, I don't give a fuck. But if
Because it's gonna happen.
Public
no,
laugh.
no. Next game tomorrow, or tomorrow on Sunday.
Careful, people are
I
watching.
know. It could be a different fucking story too.
They're gonna hold you to it. They're gonna hold you to it.
Hey, no, see, me and Hod, me and Thumper have a fucking bet, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Whoever first, and if it's Cubs and Cardinals, right? And it National League Central,
Whoever finishes the season,
yeah, and first,
or ahead of,
which is
not first, but
okay,
ahead of.
ahead, yes,
Yeah.
you're correct.
Head
on
by
that.
total number of games
So-
won.
If
Yeah.
see if the Cardinals finish ahead of the Cubs, he's got to wear a Cardinals hat and Cardinals shirt. Not you don't have to be a jersey, just a shirt. And
Won't
same for me. If the Cubs finish ahead of the Cardinals.
Wasn't the guy in Pigeon Forge talk shit about your St. Louis hat?
No, he said I like that.
Oh,
No,
I-
he liked it, but that's the thing is, like,
But
he
in
doesn't know
Pigeon
what's
Forge,
right.
But
Yeah.
Pigeon Forge, the Fat Bear, right? They're
yeah.
Cubs fans.
Yeah, the
I
restaurant
seen
we
that,
went
yeah.
to,
Yeah.
they had a
Yeah,
Cubs.
because we ate there.
A
And I
Cubby
walked
Bear.
in that bitch
Well, at least
proudly.
he ate there.
You know, me and River walked in there proudly wearing our St. Louis Cardinals hats.
And you were welcomed, but
I was hoping,
you know
But I was
that they were like, yeah,
hey,
you have no
hey, that
chance.
little waitress, she was cute. She was nice.
She was a hostess.
No,
No,
not that
no.
one. A
Oh,
different
well,
one.
she
The
was
little waitress we had?
We seen the hostess.
No, yeah, the little waitress we had, she was cute.
I mean, they made a.
She was-
well,
she
she
was-
the blonde
little
haired
tape.
one?
No. Brown head one, little, just like plain looking,
Oh, okay.
like my type. She was cute as hell.
Because there was a blonde one in there that was.
And
leaving,
she had
like,
that-
She was
and
leaving work the same time. that
And
we
she
did.
had that sexy fucking accent. I'm like, oh damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
She stared at old blue.
Answer it. Take care
Go
of it,
that
brother.
way.
But no, I have an app on my phone that we can get tuned in right there. That will have the game.
Tune in Tokyo. Tune in
See,
Tokyo.
I listen to this one in the car. Tune in,
Yeah.
dude. In Boonville. See, where I live in mid Missouri, I'm like 2 hours from St.
Did
Louis
you,
or
do you
Kansas
have
City.
Siri on there? Or
No.
Sears?
No,
Okay.
no,
So I can
I
tune
use
in to St. Louis station, Kansas City stations, anywhere in the fucking nation
Yeah.
where I'm at. You know. But yeah, I mean,
Everybody can see back there.
chickens look good,
Chicken's
brother.
going.
Look good.
Looking going. Might have to zoom in on that one. Move some chairs here in a little bit. Have to put it on a plate so we can pan. Yeah. Put them all in there.
All right. But yeah, I mean, yeah, and none of this is scripted today because we're just doing this on the fly. That's all we're doing.
Yeah, they're.
This is true natural talk among true fucking friends.
Yeah,
right
well, and we're putting all the haters out there that may say we can't fucking cook.
here. Yeah, fuck them.
I mean, I'm taking a break. I ain't cooking shit.
Yeah, I was surprised you did not fucking want to cook anything.
Well, because you guys already had so many menu items to cook,
I
it's
know.
like I
But-
don't want to do ribs on top of when you got ostrich steaks,
I know.
emus,
But the thing is,
and
we wanted everybody to see your style cooking.
yeah, no, I know.
You know, you got to see my style cooking in person. We got to see Thumper's in person.
The only way, well, and we had to be careful with the pit barrel because
Yeah, because of the cross
Yeah.
cavitation.
yeah,
And that's
and that's the way that he cooks is off that. I cook off the barrel, and you were wanting to cook off the barrel for the emu sticks and stuff. Oh shit!
huh? What, buddy? Oh, we're doing the podcast still. Hey, everybody, this is little baby Gilly right here. All right, hit that right, buddy. Give me 5. All right, love you, buddy. You helping hide it?
Is there any fireworks even left?
They're saving it.
Okay, good.
Remember, you being helpful. I mean, I know, but in there, you being helpful in there. Yeah. She says yes, buddy. Okay. Thank you for being helpful, okay, buddy.
Is this round 2 fight?
But yeah, I mean, yeah. See, this one is gonna be chaos right here, cause shit. I mean,
This is why we wanted to bring it. We absolutely we worked hard to get to actual episode 69.
Yeah.
That Rocky wanted 69 on 4th of July, and we put
Yes.
together
exactly.
something a little bit special for everybody that likes watching.
And I will apologize for some of those episodes. They probably weren't the best, but I mean, like being a little take, with being I do the upload, so does he too. You know, so I mean, I got one point like, okay, what episode are we fucking on?
Yeah.
You know, because we do it so many, we just get to this number, right?
Well, and I'll give you a little bit of secret who uploaded what, as you can tell by the picture of the logo. I'm not going to tell you which is the uploader of the certain logo.
Yep.
But if you look, you should be able to tell a difference. of
Yeah.
Whose logo is what.
And they look very similar until you really start looking.
Yeah.
'Cause I didn't notice until Lil Tate brought to my attention. I got to
Yeah.
look. I was like, God. I was like, damn it, he's right. I said, son of a bitch. I was like, now I got to admit that he's right. I was
Yeah.
like, damn.
Now for you guys that watch, you can try to figure out who's
Yep.
actually uploading from
Oh, yeah.
one side. And I got to thank my brother because he set me up, a server
Yes.
that we can
Yes.
work together through. And, it's awesome because he was able to
Yeah.
partition it for us. And it's a little bit hard.
Yeah. Ryan, if you're watching, thank you, brother, for doing that. Thank you
Yep.
so much. Thank
Thank you for helping us out. We're still using it.
Yep.
We'll move forward. We're, like I said, we're only at 69.
Yeah.
And we don't plan on stopping
We ain't
anytime
done
soon
yet,
until the
goddamn.
heart stops.
We
You
ain't
know
done
what I
you.
mean? And that's what we're trying to get out to everybody. We want to push out because we're veterans that serve together. Like I said, this is a raw, real team together. This isn't something fake where people put together a fucking script and they talk. We tried the script before and it didn't work.
Yeah, it sucked. I mean, it fucking really did, man.
Yeah.
You know, it just
So-
did not flow right in our opinion.
Yeah.
You know, because we're not taking. Now, if you guys got opinions, right, let us know, okay?
Yeah,
Let
if
us
you want to
fucking
hear
know.
us talk about something, we'll be happy to put together and talk about
Because
it.
I mean, because we've traveled around. I mean, literally around the fucking world.
They're talking about circumnavigating the globe.
Yeah, and so if you guys want to talk to hear something, let us know.
If you want to hear, we've been to quite a few countries.
Yeah, and if we don't know the typical topic that you want to talk about, we'll fucking look it up.
Yeah.
And
we'll put together-
nothing will be scripted, be top of our heads, because we can still remember some of the shit sometimes. Depends on what it is.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Like when we got talking about, port visits and things
It's like
like
you
that.
said, I'm pretty good on dates, which I am pretty good on dates.
Yeah, you've argued me a couple times.
Especially on Darwin Scummy Jack.
Yeah, when we
Fuck
went,
yeah, I'm like,
yeah,
nope,
Scummy
nope.
Jacks
I'm holding my guns on this one. This
Yeah,
is the hill
yeah,
I'm
you
dying
were
on. This
right
one.
If anybody has never heard of Scrumpy Jacks, it was in Australia.
It's
back when it was
the
like 2000.
best apple cider that I've ever tasted.
Yeah, it was legit.
And you
dude.
can't get it here stateside. You can only get that in Australia.
Yeah, I think they may sell it overseas, but
Yeah, but here
yeah,
stateside,
you're not getting
No.
stateside. You're really not. It's
No,
like
shit.
Victoria Bitters. And,
That
you know,
chicken is amazing.
tasty.
outstanding.
Tasty.
I don't need to taste it. I
Well, I
can
know,
smell
I'm
it.
just saying, I mean,
No, it's
Yeah, just
like
go ahead and
perfect.
say it. I'm that fucking good.
It's perfect.
well,
Heidi's in there drooling right now.
Good.
see, and one of the things when it comes to like barbecue, right? Me and Thumper, we will go head to head, and Little Tate will too. But me and Thumper will go head to head a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys got more years
Got
of
it.
experience on me, and I just started really using the pit
But
barrel.
the thing
You see
is,
that smoke right there?
Yeah.
and the thing is, people too.
Hold on. Can we put the chair out of the way? Hold on.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And the thing is,
There you
people
go.
too,
You can
though.
see it.
We all
And it's
all
so simple.
like me and Thumper and Little Tate do
Oh.
different styles. I do the pit barrels and the gateway drums, where Thumper does more live fire cooking.
It's
You know.
so simple
Yeah.
too. I borrowed. Huh? Oh, I borrowed 6
Cinder blocks.
cinder blocks.
Can you see it
And
real close?
you got to go down with it.
Go down.
Down.
Go
Keep
down.
going. Keep going. Keep going. It's
Yes, Little Tate's
way-
okay bad right now. That's move it over.
You need to tilt it down more.
I can't. There's
You
no
can't
Hey,
control.
tilt
can you
it?
Tilt it. Little
Ooh,
Tate.
yeah, you ain't gonna get it.
The only way I'm tilting it down is like this, bro.
Where's land?
Right there. Right there, people. Right there. There you
Yeah.
go.
That's my smoke pit.
That's a
basically
makeshift smoke pit. That
6 cinder blocks and a fucking blackstone lid
yeah.
With a little bit of
grapes.
bricks to hold it up.
and
on your
grates from a offset smoker.
And with Blues Hog lump world champion blend, lump charcoal plus chunks of pecan wood.
Hey, cone!
Hey,
which as
move it.
far as the charcoal goes, I don't use a specific one. That's just what he has.
But I'm saying, but it's pretty good, isn't it?
No,
You
it's
like
good. Yeah, it's good.
Little Tate, can you move it just a little bit this way?
You got yeah,
Right there, right there, right there. Perfect.
Yeah.
'Cause I know I would Thumper. I wish you would brought your love that you use it on.
I know. I wish I would have.
So that way, but you're going to send me the fucking the name of it. Don't fucking tell me. Just send me the fucking links of it. Because
Yeah.
that kind of shit, I do remember dates and all that. I don't forget that.
Yeah. So the lump I use is acacia wood.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah. Like
it's
we're
like-
talking about, yeah.
What's the name of the company? Does it have a brand name or what?
Probably not.
No, it's called good
Oh, good charcoal.
good
Good
charcoal.
fucking
charcoal,
wood.
Some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's for the listeners out there, people watching still.
Yeah.
So that way they know if they want to try it, hey, look it up and try it.
Yeah, and you can see how simple it is. There's nothing. You don't need a pit boss. You don't need a Traeger.
No.
No.
You don't need to
No.
spend all this money. It's
I mean,
a couple
you can do-
blocks.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then
Like,
if you like the drums, you can do that too.
Yeah.
It all depends on people what your style is right there.
Yeah.
That's all it depends on.
what
right
what you like, how you like cooking. You find your own way. You start simple.
Yeah.
You can work a simple one. You can
You
move
go
up if you want.
Primitive as fuck.
Yeah,
Like-
exactly. Like we
I
showed
mean,
when we were talking about forging knives.
Yeah.
Primitive
Yeah.
as fuck.
You know,
Yeah.
and the primitive way, is the cheapest way to get into it. It really is. And that's going to give you the best result, unless you want to spend money on the pit barrel.
Or
So
you
this
want
one-
to go up to the electrics and the pellets.
Well,
Yeah,
even then, it's not going to be as good as what we're doing now. With
no,
barrels
no.
and that.
You know, you'll get the argument. out
Oh
of,
yeah.
you
So
know,
as
who's
far as like
what.
the primitive, like what I've done, you're probably, I mean, honestly, you're looking at maybe $150.
Yeah.
Because
Well, by
the
the time
brick,
you get your grates,
the brick and the
bricks,
grates,
yeah.
if you buy the grates separately,
Mhm.
luckily they had the grates for an offset
Yeah.
that I just repurposed.
But you have
And
to
the
have
lid that they had for their Blackstone, I repurposed and I put a couple bricks under it to get it off the chicken.
Yep.
But the
That's it.
bricks, I mean, those
You
cinder
can
blocks,
find them around everywhere.
yeah, they're $1.42 a piece, and
I mean,
you only need 6.
yeah, you go to Lowe's or Home Depot and get that shit.
You know? And
You
it,
know?
it goes back to what we were talking about. You can do primitive. The key
Yeah.
thing is you got to have that secret spice,
Yes.
and it's all about love.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
You got to enjoy cooking and
Yes.
really wanting to cook.
Yeah. And for the people out there, I've told my son this: you cannot cook angry. If you cook angry, it's gonna go into your food.
Yep.
By itself, it's
Yep.
going to.
I actually season these chicken thighs hours before I threw them on.
Oh, hell yeah, you did.
And
take your time. I mean, you know, people want hot and fast, and what we talked about,
Yeah.
the barrel is hot
Yeah.
and fast.
Well, see, like Thumper can go hot and fast with his, or low and slow too at the same time too.
I have the option.
You know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brisket it going that
Yeah.
36 hours.
Yeah.
You know,
See,
you can set it up
Yeah.
yourself. Like,
Well,
however you
what's
wanna do it.
so what's crazy is so like these thighs, right? I actually put them in a big ass bowl.
Mhm.
I mixed melted butter on top of them.
Yeah.
And then seasoned them.
And you use the vegan butter.
And
on
I
top
used
of
vegan butter.
Country Crock,
Yep.
plant-based butter with olive oil.
And I did that because of Gilly.
Yeah.
One, you know, he can't
Yeah,
have
thank you, brother,
anything
for that.
mammal.
And I will say this real quick. Sorry to interrupt, but I'm glad that you guys are very understanding of my condition.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
am.
Oh, I made the accident the other night. I accidentally scrubbed the damn
Which
grate
Which
with,
is-
with a fucking. They had been scrubbing it with meat, and I was like, "Oh
But the
shit!"
thing is,
Yeah.
that's fine because it's stainless. It was
Yeah, I know, but like you're saying, we care about
Yeah,
each
It
other.
happens, you know.
it happens. I mean,
but
I don't get mad about it because until you see, how it is, in person,
right, like we were doing.
you don't understand.
Yeah,
I can tell you on the phone or the computer,
as we talked over
Yeah.
the Zoom call.
but seeing it live, seeing how careful I've been all these, because I've had it since 2018. So I know how careful I have to be.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
You have anything in the pit barrel right now?
no, you need something in there, put some more in
I'm
there.
thinking about putting the cabbage.
Hey, put it in there, brother. It should still be going pretty good. Hey,
I thought
Thumper.
I thought you were putting stuff on.
I already did something.
That's good.
Hey, where's
Hey,
my chair at,
Let's put
Steeler?
the jokes on there.
Oh, we moved it so we can look at
If you need to.
primitive soda
Yeah.
for everybody.
Oh, dude, that shit smells so
You gonna do the
fucking good
cabbage?
right now.
Hey, Thumper, you gonna do it there?
You got enough room?
I have me room, Steeler. I'm cool.
Who the fuck are you
Old
talking to?
Mr. Krebs is okay.
Wait, who the hell are you talking to, bro?
I was talking to my friend Christopher Rupp. He's a retired lieutenant from the Navy.
Okay.
I met him when I left the
That's-
USS Fife.
Yeah.
I met him, and he was the guy I told you about yesterday that his dad was a LA County sheriff and all
Yeah,
that stuff. And
yeah.
like this guy was the guy, in my opinion, that if he was in charge and they would have made an LDO a higher than a fucking full-bird captain and made him an admiral.
Yeah.
He would have fixed the fucking Navy. Because in the Navy, the captain of the base or the CO has to accept all the risk or takes all the responsibility of everything. But in all the other branches, you have a provost marshal and you have a CO. Provost marshal is higher or at the same rank, and they do not work for each other. They have to work together. So the provost marshal be in charge of like the military police. So you would have like a SWAT team, like a special response team or anything like that in the Army, the Marine Corps, and I think
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Air Force, right? So he was that guy that would have been the guy that would have fucking fixed everything after September 11th.
Oh yeah.
But he ended up getting out of the Navy due to unfortunate circumstances, which I will not go into. But he's been a great friend ever since. And of course, he knows my wife, right?
Mhm.
Because we all work together. And then he created a group just a couple of minutes ago with all the other boys that I was on the SRT with.
Is that what he was calling about?
Yeah,
Fucking
that's fucking, it's so cool because
Yeah.
we had like the first SWAT team in the Navy, and he ended up writing the instruction on it. And later on, when they came out with the new OPNAV 5530 point, I forget what the fucking last two numbers, probably 01 or 0.10. Basically, it was everything he wrote. They copied it and made it the OPNAV instruction.
Mhm.
So he's, to me, he's a very, I regard him
They're
very
un,
highly.
like and what we're talking about is unsung heroes.
He's one of those guys.
You know what I mean?
And
Like,
all
you
the
don't
other-
hear about these people that we talk about.
And some of the other guys that were on the SRT with me, I had one guy, he went in the Navy because on September 11th, he really got pissed off with the towers, right? He worked in Hollywood as a bodyguard for famous people.
Yeah, like we were talking about.
And so he later on, because he was fucking smart as fuck, and I think he runs his own business. He's probably multi-million-dollar, maybe. I don't know. He's very successful, and I love the guy. He got one of his guys that he worked for to give us the executive
dignitary protection program course, which is like being a bodyguard and convoys and shit like that, right? Like the point man that goes somewhere, they check out everything, they make sure everything's safe before the fucking dignitary, the president, or whatever, like the Secret Service kind of shit, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what he did, and I got to go to a school like that. And then I had other guys that I worked with that we were all good buddies with. We all got along, we all liked each other or whatever, right? So it was really cool to fucking see that. Like, you know, the fife still is like the core, right? The fife is like all that, but these guys that I loved a lot, I miss them like hell too. We just fucking reconnected on a fucking group chat right now, which is fucking amazing, dude.
Like we did, like reconnecting and doing the podcast. Now we're out here.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing, dude. I haven't seen you in like what, 20?
Yeah, like we're saying, like all of these years, you know, everything happens for a reason. People don't want to believe it, man, but everything does happen for a reason.
And I'm fucking thankful. More than anything,
I
I'm
think
fucking
all of it.
thankful.
You know,
If you don't like that I cuss, I don't care.
nobody fucking cares because you know there's a saying that says "cussing like a sailor" for a fucking reason. And it's been around for a long, long time.
And I can cuss like a sailor and talk like a pirate, like
Yeah.
fuck you.
Anyways,
Yeah, we may have a little bit something special. I'm gonna flash it by really quick
what you got? What you got?
right here because we're sailors.
Oh yeah, yeah. We got to show everyone this shit.
We found this. If anybody's a fan of Battleship back in the day as kids, we got a little bit of battle pong here. So instead of your traditional pong table, we got battleships and shit that we can throw into, take each other out.
Hey, that's the nautical way of doing things.
Let me get it a little bit closer right there. Look at that. Battle pong, baby. So, you know, we're doing some special stuff put together for y'all.
Hey, you all right? Okay. But you know, it's fucking. I don't know, man. It's been years. No, it's been years, and it's amazing that you work with someone for what 2-3 years, and then you guys are friends, you're buddies, and then you don't talk to each other for a while because when I left, cell phones were barely a thing at the time.
Yeah, I didn't have one when I left the fight.
I think I had a
I
cell
think I
phone.
finally got one at like 18.4 later on.
Yeah, I ended up getting a cell phone in 2000, I think 2, right? And then I had that. It was free PCS at the fucking
Dude,
time.
I had Singular.
Yeah,
You know,
And-
Singular motherfucker.
and so like my friend CJ, who is part of the group, he's
Yeah.
one of those guys that's a very important guy, and I regard him very highly too, just like everyone else in this group. He helped me with fixing my cell phone problem when I went to Seal Beach. He's like, "Oh my God, dude, you fucking screamed and cried. You screamed and yelled like crazy."
Sounds like
But-
my brother trying to help my dad. It was
Yeah.
just a little while back.
So, I
Like,
mean, it's cool. It's
Yeah.
like, you know, finally, all of us guys that were sailors together, we could fucking reconnect now. And, you know, the most important thing about it is the camaraderie. And if anyone's going through a hard time, we can help each other out. Like fucking, you know, the theme song for like the people in the military should be Lean on Me by Bill Withers. If you know that song, especially the original version, which is probably one of my favorite fucking songs in the world. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend and help you carry on.
or
you
like
know.
Stand By Me by old Bing,
Yeah.
Bing Crosby. Or not
By
Bing,
Dave
but
Greenfield?
Benny King, I think it's
no,
Ben King.
it was Nat King Cole. I
Yeah,
think.
I think it's Ben King. We'll look it up.
We'll look it up.
And
I know
so,
Stand By Me was one of those ones.
it's really cool because you know what? I think that a lot of people that served during the times before September 11th to the Afghanistan war, the end of it, which was a fucking
Complete cluster.
yeah,
Big CF, like we used to say back in the day.
cluster fucking fuck.
Yeah.
It was
When you go
stupid.
CFF on that one.
Yeah. I cuss. If you don't like me cussing,
Or you can go FUBAR. I think we all know FUBAR.
fucked over beyond all fucking
Recognition.
yeah.
Yeah, you can hear that one all the time, but the CF is I enjoyed. The
Dude,
CF.
I have to get a Fubar shirt.
I gotta
we all-
make a
Yeah.
FUBAR shirt on
Yeah.
there.
So it's really cool because, like, I really cared about everybody on the fight
Yeah.
because there was no fucking ship that I know of that had the fucking characters like the USS Fight DD-991.
Yeah, because we were all individuals. We came with our own. You know what I mean? Like we were true individuals. Like you seen, like
Oh, yeah.
remember we were talking down Periscope. If
Yeah.
you want a true fucking naval movie, I don't care what there is out there that you watch, like Crimson Tide and that shit. You want to know how the Navy really was back in the day? Watch down Periscope. Because that's how everybody fucking was. Everybody was their own individual character,
Wasn't
but they came together to fucking do the mission.
Yeah, wasn't Lauren Harley in that movie?
I think so.
The
Yeah.
chick from Dumb and Dumber.
They shrunk her fucking top, dude.
You know what's
I think
another?
you're almost out of uniform,
Yeah.
Lieutenant.
You know what's one of my favorite fucking scenes, but it's not in that movie. It's fucking Hot Shots, which is making fun of fucking Top Gun,
Yeah.
where they're like the fucking sergeant's yelling at someone, the guy's bending down, like it's like fucking Airplane, but the military.
Yeah.
If you've seen Airplane, that's a fucking amazing,
Yeah.
fucking funny movie, right? And it's great. Someone's calling.
Somebody is. Oh no, it's my alarm.
Okay.
Salty Cracker's supposed to be on in 5 minutes.
Hey, the salty cracker.
The Salty Cracker. If you want a good, even more raw, go watch Salty Cracker. He'll give you a dose of reality for sure. So shout out to Salty Cracker. He'll put it out there for you.
We actually give a lot of shout outs to other channels.
Yeah.
A lot of them are actually in the manosphere kind of thing.
Well, on the conservative side.
In the conservative side.
But they're like us too because they don't agree with Trump. They're not sycophants. They're not cultish. We've talked about on here about Trump. It's like, no, don't fucking like that.
No, I don't agree with that.
Don't fucking agree with that either. Like the big, beautiful bill. There's things we were talking about in there, just today.
Yeah.
That we didn't agree with, and should have been pulled out. And I think a lot of people that are watching us won't go into detail. You already fucking know it. You know what needs to be pulled. So this whole trying to be bipartisan to keep things in, like we talked about, that motherfucker was 946 pages, pushing 1,000. Like they kept it under 1,000. But like all that bullshit should be one line item at a time going through fucking Congress.
Yeah.
Do your fucking job because that's what we paid you to do.
And stop fucking over the fucking American people, you dumb fucks.
Yeah.
Because you're going to pay for it eventually.
Yeah.
That's not a
Fucking-
threat. That's just what's going to happen. It's called you reap what you sow. Or in other ways, it's called karma.
Well, I just read a number, or was listening to a number that they cut 1 million jobs of illegal fucking aliens, and now there's 1 million jobs that's pushed up for American citizens.
Good.
I just got hired on a job, where I'm going to like that now, and it's not a perfect job, but
There's nothing wrong with illegal aliens except the fact they're fucking illegal.
hey, you already broke federal
You
law.
broke the law.
Oh.
Just come in the fucking right way and be loyal to the United States of fucking America, which will eventually be called the United States of Rocky fucking Alderete. Eventually. I'm playing. But,
Yeah.
that was my name in the Navy. For a while, I was
Rocky
called
motherfucking Aldrete.
Rocky fucking Alderete. and a lot of the guys that I talked to at Seal Beach, they don't know that.
Yeah.
But, that was the name. It was just like Rocky fucking Alderete,
Or yeah, the other. But that's part of what we're celebrating today is Independence Day. Like, we left that shit from England. Now we're importing, these same things, and then all these fucking Democrats said the same shit. Like, who's gonna pick your crop? Or like Kelly Osbourne said, who's gonna clean your toilets, Donald Trump? And it's like
How about ourselves?
Yeah.
We're not incapable of doing
yeah,
this stuff.
exactly. And if you're rich,
But if you want to help people, you hire people that need help, that are American citizens, that need to make a living to provide for their families.
Yeah.
and help the nation grow stronger. And-
People will work. You know what I mean? Like the job I picked up is an overnight stalker. You know, at a company like. I'm, 45. I'm doing retirement, but there's things that I need. I don't give a shit. Like overnight, nobody around, stocking shelves. I ain't too proud to fucking do that shit.
Oh,
And
we-
everybody else should be that.
I mean, we did even fucking worse shit on the fucking in the fucking engine room.
Yeah,
in the
when you're
fucking
fucking the
villages.
nasty nine and shit, when you're cleaning the head.
Yeah, I mean, or fucking cranking,
Yeah, or
or
cranking.
you're cleaning the fucking villages and the fucking engine
Yeah,
rooms,
yeah.
main one, main fucking two.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
There was
part
one.
of life.
I cleaned out the CRP sump.
Oh,
And
controllable reversible pitch.
yeah, so there's a sump in there. Well, it had a saltwater leak in there. So when you went into the sump, you had to scrape the salt off the side of the wall. So
Uh-huh.
you're in the fucking tank. You know what I mean? Like scraping it off.
You talking
Scraping
about
it off.
PRP?
Yeah. Do you remember?
how bad that got?
Do you remember when I did that in inspection and I did PHOS because that's what it was called in EOS or
Yeah.
EOS? And the guy was like, "How the fuck did you do that? I've never seen anyone on a fucking ship that knew how to fucking align it for EOS."
It's because you were on the fucked up ship called the Fife.
Yeah,
You had
you
to
were on
do
the
everything
The-
possible.
So the USS 5, I think we probably told this before. It was called First in Fucking Up Everything. Then
Yeah.
it was called First in Fucking Everyone. And then First in Food Service Excellence, which I did not agree with because that's where they tried to put on our shirts that said USS 5 First in Food Service Excellence when I was fucking pranking. But, I still think First in Fucking Everyone or First in Fucking Up Everything was great. It was fucking hilarious.
It was, and like I said, I learned so much. What we talked about earlier, and I took it with me later on and built on it. And that was, that was the key cornerstone of our careers to really build on. And these days, nobody can build on a cornerstone to start their career going anymore.
Because there's no fucking camaraderie.
No,
It
well,
really
even
seems
that,
like there's
nobody
no
wants to
camaraderie.
teach it, and nobody wants to learn something. There are people out there that do want to learn, and I have ran into that.
Yeah.
Like I talked about before, I had a I had a female that nobody wanted to train, and I get to the boat, and
What ship was it?
it was portion, I think. Yeah, it was
DDG, right?
Yeah, it was DDG 98 on Fort Sherman. And I took the time to put her in charge and make her accountable. I never treated anybody different. And then I started showing her how to align the fuel pump reducer, lining the pumps that I learned, putting shims in, doing these maintenance things. And she was like, I wish somebody would have taught me this earlier because I would have stayed in it. And it was all because people didn't want to teach her because she had an attitude. Don't get me wrong. She grew up, with two mothers. So it was that, feminist type stuff. And I fucking squashed that shit. Like, I could care less if you're feminist, gay, lesbian. I don't give a shit. You're going to work.
Yeah,
I just want you to turn wrenches and put PMS schedules together. I don't give a fuck what your sexuality is.
All right, fellas, we got
honestly-
more beer on the way.
I honestly think
I don't even
that-
have a beer.
Well, the National Light. There's two of us drinking National Light.
Oh, then I'll get on fucking Hodges. and
Well, I ordered some more for Hodges too.
shit. I thought there was more beer that came out.
Yeah, but he said, get me another one too.
No,
we
no.
got some getting a
I
little.
thought I seen your
Well, don't fuck around with
I
that
thought I
shit.
seen your boy bringing.
My son brought in some other
Some
stuff.
Pacifico and all that. See, the thing is, with since Alpha I have not tried any of those. I'm sure they're safe, right? I don't know.
Oh, let's still want to find out. Can we steal those?
Well, as long as
Well,
you got your.
I got my EpiPens and there's hospital nearby, so okay. And,
it's
and,
not
hey,
far.
and Thumper's a paramedic too, so hey.
Yeah, he'll keep your ass
Hey,
alive.
But I got some
Long
more
enough to
coming.
get the.
He was also a medical examiner too.
That's right. That's right.
So I mean,
That's right.
we all have different life paths that we went. Like I stayed in the Navy for 24 years. I went a different route. I went MA. He went GSM, which I almost did. He stayed in the Navy for a while, then he got out.
Yes, I was GSM too.
Yeah.
And then I worked at Thomas Old Power Plant there in Missouri. as an auxiliary operator, I switched bays, then in the warehouse, for 15 years before I had to get directly retired due to, other things and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. So I can see, I got the power play experience, like civilian wise. Me and Lil Tate both have the Navy power play experience right there, which that will translate for him if he ever wanted to go that route like I
If I
did.
get
too.
back into it.
Yeah. And if Rocky ever wanted to,
I'm just trying to be lazy
dabble
and
in
make some money.
DC area, right? Fireman type, right? Especially for like fire, suppression system. You've got that experience right there with being DC.
Yeah, I do. I do.
And then the other key thing was is we got college money when we came in. Like I said, the Montgomery GI Bill paid in that.
Yeah,
I know.
I know.
You had.
I just didn't pay the $1,200 because
Yeah.
at the time, like a '97, an E2, E3 didn't make shit, right?
Man, I came in as a fireman.
I know. But I'm saying stateside's a lot cheaper than being in
Yeah,
Japan.
that's true.
You know what I used to call a fireman recruit?
What?
Fucking retard.
Well, and DC was dirty cocksucker.
And then FA, fireman apprentice, was fucking.
That's it was his nickname, Dirty Cocksucker Aldretti.
No, we said.
No, he even
No, we
gave that
said
to him.
all dirty. It
No,
was all dirty.
But no,
It was
even-
all dirty.
I
It
don't-
was all dirty, or was always fucking ready.
but they even called him Dirty Cocksucker.
And I think it was always ready because when guys would try to fucking mess with me in the bill, in
Doing
the
that
fucking
drive-by.
drill, I was always ready.
But
to
they
fucking
also
mess with
called you, even did it one time. I remember this now, Dirty Cocksucker, DC. Even though he was DC, but too.
them. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
don't-
like, how do you
no,
call
no,
those a very
no.
dirty
I said
Because
DC.
it rained Dirty Aldretti.
So
Dirty
like,
Aldretti?
Oh shit! He got
know,
cleared up.
So like
Yeah.
damage controlman, we called dumb cocksucker. I called him dumb cocksucker. So FC, which was a fire controlman, I said fucking cocksucker.
Mhm.
And like FR was fucking retard. FA was fucking asshole, and FN was fucking
I don't
numbnuts or
remember-
something
I
like
don't.
that.
Yeah, I don't remember. that
And
one,
then-
so.
And then
I got something else for that one, but I ain't gonna say.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
Leave that
we
one
had
off.
that
I ain't gonna say
fucking
that
shit
one,
right
though.
there.
It gets a little rough. That's
We got
my
lunch
problem.
here.
Get out of the way, bud.
Oh, you still podcast?
Oh, yeah, we're still
Yeah, we're
talking.
good.
Oh, I thought y'all finished.
No.
I was gonna hear something.
Hey, if you want to join us, you can, man. Sure.
Yeah, man, stay out here.
Nah, I'm not good on camera.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Neither of any of us.
You got to work out, sailor. You got to lift weights and do
Do
push-ups.
you
and
see the
sit-ups.
man
Hey, Rock.
you got sweating right now?
You got to too, brother.
I know. I've been doing it.
I know you're working on, but you gotta get the hernia
I
fixed
got
first. man.
I
man.
know.
I
Well,
just
the
don't run
hernia is
as
what
much.
gives me the fucking Squidward's fucking stomach. I have a fucking hernia
Oh
in,
God,
in my
what-
stomach, right? It's my belly button. So my stomach at one time looked like fucking Squidward's fucking nose from SpongeBob. Of course, I said that was
I
myself.
thought
So
that was your penis.
no, that's way big. That's way bigger than Squidward's nose. That's like fucking elephant trunk, elephant
Gotta pick it
trunk,
up, put it over your shoulder.
elephant dick kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
As long as a fucking giraffe's neck and really thick, like a sequoia tree,
I thought it used to be
not a
old- the
redwood,
old-
a sequoia tree.
The old 6-inch joke. It's 6 inches, like 2 inches long, but it's 6 inches around like a tuna can.
Well, it still will cost something. It'll make someone fucking scream.
I know. Go ahead with your ailment.
So I had the hernia, and I've been working out. I've lost 40 pounds so far.
Good.
Trying to eat clean and all that stuff. I'm actually having beers with my boys right now because we be sailors and we be drinking.
Probably one of
It's-
us will fall out of a chair.
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
After fell off the swing the other night,
I know. And
Don't bitch.
so I everybody has their fucking problems and their issues, right? And we all got to deal with it in the smartest way that we can. And you can bitch about it and complain about it, which you will do. And maybe you'll do that in silence. Maybe you'll do that alone. Maybe you'll scream in the car and vent and all that other stuff. But you still have to fix your fucking self. Unfuck yourself. That's what
Well,
Chris,
and remember,
my friend Chris,
yeah,
Lieutenant, he was MA1 at the time, right? And then he left Seal Beach. He made fucking Cheap, right? I think he made Cheap in 05. And then he actually picked up LDO before he made Cheap. He
Yeah.
was that fucking awesome and good, right?
Yeah.
And so he took LDO, which was a good thing because he actually was the enlisted guy. That this guy would go to like courses like DUIs, how to process a crime scene, I don't know all the schools. He told me about it, but I don't remember. But he went to all these schools, and the guys at Seal Beach, the chiefs and the officers are like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm taking leave, take courses that police officers take because I'm going to become a police officer and I'm going to get out of the Navy." He was dead set on doing that, right? And he started out as an IC man, so you know, IC fucking what is interior communications?
Yeah, you used to be,
Specialist?
they fucking grouped them together with ETs,
Yeah.
but yeah, the IC men by
Yeah,
themselves.
IC man. So he did that, and then he became MA2 RUP, MA1 RUP, and then he became MEC RUP, and then he became Ensign RUP, Lieutenant JG RUP, Lieutenant RUP, man. One of my favorite motherfuckers in the whole fucking world, right? He's not a motherfucker, but he's one of my favorite guys. Sorry if you're watching it, Chris. I love you, bro. But anyways,
Called you out.
no, because
I know.
because I really think that he was the guy
Yeah.
that would have fixed the fucking Navy that they still have fucking fixed now. They still have
Yeah.
fucking problems.
Well, remember the old adage on top of that, fucking fix yourself, was a bitchin' sailor is a happy sailor.
Yeah, but
So you bitch about it and you keep going on and fucking fix
But-
yourself.
but the
Yeah.
thing that he told me back in the day, because I ended up meeting him in Guantanamo Bay after 4 or 5 years in the Navy. So I went to another place. He went to another place. He came there, and I was there already. And he helped me. He mentored me. He gave me a chance, and he's part of the reason that I ended up making Chief Petty Officer. Because he knew what I was like back in the day, and then he knew that I was really passionate about my job, and I really wanted to do a good job as an MA. Right? I wanted to keep people safe. I wanted to keep base on all that other stuff safe, right?
Yeah.
And so he gave me a chance. The first person in the Navy to actually give me a fucking chance was him. So I will never forget that. He set me on the path to become a chief.
So I had the same one there. I'll just call him Dewey.
Mhm.
When I was on the bulk league, he was the one that fought for me for my first class cap package.
When you got capped.
Yeah, when I got cap. So for those that know cap, when you don't make rank, right? You make it up there, but you don't get selected.
You don't score high on the advancement test, but because of your fucking work ethic and
Yeah.
how good you fucking perform.
You could be over the number.
Yes.
But they didn't pick you up because of where the number stopped at
Yeah.
in line. And a cap helps, and this is from third, second class, first class, right?
It's called the Command Advancement Program.
Mm-hmm. And it's still hell. They'll do numbers, like they'll trade numbers.
Really?
Yeah. So a command can hey, we'll give you one first class in 3 seconds, or you can take 3 seconds and get 4 thirds, or they can break them down. Anyway, Dewey gave me the shot to make first class. I showed him everything that I knew, like we were talking about earlier, how I could run an engine room, how long I've been running an engine room, doing 3M, all that stuff. And he was the one that actually gave me the fucking shot to make first class. And then I went from there after he had done it. And I met him years later. And he was still asking me the same fucking question he asked me as a second class. I knew him by then. And he was impressed. But, at first he was just like, fuck, man. All right, cool. What made us common was he liked Slipknot.
That's a good band, dude.
I know. It was just crazy because you didn't think a senior chief as an engineer in the Navy at the time, but his
Metal.
yeah, he liked fucking Slipknot. And you're like, what?
Dude, I remember
I
when
was
we were on the
rolled my
2000
fucking-
deployment, and I go in that store. It was like the next in Bahrain. I bought fucking Slipknot there.
I bought fucking 7 bucks there.
I bought Slipknot. I bought like Leonard Skinner's best fucking songs, greatest hits with fucking Freebird.
Freebird.
I got to fly high like a Freebird. Anyways,
Like yesterday.
Yeah. I got to fly
Hi.
as a Freebird.
We can't sing.
Okay, anyways. So the guy gave me a chance, right? And he helped me out, and it boosted me. And I got better at my job, and I eventually made Chief Petty Officer, which is fucking, in my opinion, that's like being part of the NFL Hall of Fame, the Baseball Hall of Fame, or whatever fucking, right?
Yeah, you make the actual league.
You make the actual the thing. Even though you have senior chief, master chief, but they're like the top. The master chief is like the top.
But you got to
1%.
get your foot in the door and in the door. After that, it's different.
Yes, it is.
You got to make it up to that because it's a social club. You know, when you make it.
It is. But it's also a very serious thing because you got to
Yeah.
train your release.
Yep.
Because you're not always going to be there.
Yep.
So you got to train people to do your job and to do it better than you and to think of the things that you did not think about that may come up, whether it's personnel problems or scenario problems or whatever else, right? You've always got to be improving yourself with self-improvement. And I think that I don't know if we talk about it a whole lot, but you always got to be
Well-
trying to do better. Kind of like Joey Swoll. He's like, you got to do better. He's right. In real life, no matter what the situation is, you still got to do better. And I'm knife handing you. Wait, where's the cat? I'm knife handing you right now. Do better. Do what is right.
And the thing about doing better is it doesn't have to be major do better. Just work on something small that you can do better.
And then you work on something else after that.
You keep going.
But you maintain the thing you already improved yourself on, and then you move on, maintain the thing you did, and make yourself better, and maintain everything. And what it does, it makes you a better person overall as a whole.
I mean, that's the way it's always been.
It's supposed to be that way, and I think
That's why you advance. You're making yourself better through the advancement. You know what I mean? You get smarter. You get better military bearings sometimes. Some of us didn't like polishing our fucking boots, mine self included.
you know what the instruction only said you
Said
had
blackened.
blackened.
Black, and
Not
I
polished.
went by that motherfucker. You know what I
Blackened.
mean?
You know, when I think about blackened, I think about Metallica. Blackened. That's a good fucking song. If you have not heard Metallica, you're missing out. But Blackened is the first song on the album And Justice for All from 1988. It's an amazing fucking album.
Get your ass up, download it off Spotify, listen to it, and you'll understand.
Which I was talking to him. He said we got to put our stuff on Spotify.
Yeah, no, I know. We already talked about
Spotify
it.
doesn't censor or whatever, so we got to do that.
Neither does Rumble. I mean, we all know YouTube will censor what it wants to censor. We all know this. Like, there's shit that you can watch, you know, on YouTube Shorts, and you're like, how in the fuck is this even getting passed?
I know. I
And
know.
then you have us talk about the fucking black fucking slime vaccine, and they lose their fucking shit.
Oh, wait, we're close. Snake bite. It's called
Yeah,
the
the
snake
snake
bite.
bite.
I call it the snake bite.
And they lose their fucking shit over it.
Well, what's so funny is when I did
Because
episode
we're
5.
military. That's why.
When I did episode 5 and we talked about the fucking snake bite, the snake bite, like Dr. Evil, right? The Alan Parsons Project. Anyways, the snake bite. About 2 weeks after that, the fucking news came out that it caused all this goddamn motherfucking problems.
And it's still going.
And it's still going on, and there's still shit saying that
Yep.
people that took the snake bite have all these problems and they were killed or offed because of that. You know, and I don't want people to pass away. I want them to live and be happy and have productive lives and help society and help the world come to a better level of understanding and a better level of humanity. But as long as we keep on having others that want to fucking cause problems, they're going to keep having this.
Wasn't
And
there
you-
the others in Full Kick? Like those?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I got sidetracked when he said others.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
She's
Anyway.
actually aged pretty well too.
Yeah,
when I
she's like
saw
a
her in
fine
Aquaman.
wine.
Yeah, she's one of the few females besides Christy Brinkley, Sophia Loren,
Yeah.
Salma Hayek.
Dude, Salma Hayek. When you make jokes about, you know, big booty Latinas, ooh, I think, no, she's not Cuban. I think,
No, I think she's Mexican, but like in fucking From Dusk Till Dawn.
oh, God.
I think she was 26 at the time.
Yeah.
My goodness.
And she's held that. You know, I mean, obviously she hides stuff.
You know, there's another one that's still pretty right now. Ava Mendes.
Eva Mendes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's one of the prettiest girls I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But you know what? There's actually a lot more prettier girls in the fucking world than those two. When I went to Bahrain in 2011, there was a girl named Helen, Ethiopian, dark brown, black skin with fucking blue eyes. One of the prettiest women I'd ever seen in the world.
Besides your wife.
Yes, yes. And my jaw dropped when I saw her, and she fucking cut my hair.
Yeah.
She was just a person that cut hair. And it's like, oh my God, she's prettier than all the girls in fucking all
It's the girl next door, you know what I mean? Like that whole thing. Everybody watches all this fucking shit that's on the shorts, and you don't get out and see real fucking women, because there's tons of fucking real women there, and everybody's blinded by the OF, you know, selling your fucking beehole.
Only
online.
fools and only
Yeah.
only
Wait,
fools.
buttholes?
No, not buttholes.
Oh,
No, they're selling buttholes on.
oh,
Yeah, they are. They are for
Selling the
fucking
old beeholes.
$4.99 a month.
Yeah. Come see them, and then what is there? Probably like $200 worth of makeup on there.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the coolest thing about my wife, she does not wear makeup.
Exactly.
So
All
if
natural.
people think she's a pretty girl or a pretty woman, it's because she's naturally a pretty woman. She doesn't need makeup to enhance any of that stuff. But when she does put makeup on, which I've seen a couple times, oh my fucking God.
Smoking.
Oh my God, it's like,
You know, Jim Carrey.
yeah, smoke it, yeah,
Smoking.
like in The Mask, yeah, yeah. And so I don't know how we go off on tangents all the fucking time.
Where are we going again? We're
No.
going to the moon.
Yeah.
Not because it's easy, but because it's hard. Jeff.
I know. Dude, that movie had two people for General X or fucking like that. General Z. Maybe it was Colonel X, General Z. And I read this book called Mind War by a guy named Michael Aquino, who was a lieutenant colonel. He was also a Satanist who was in charge of the Temple of Set in San Francisco. And he's the guy that wrote Mind War. So mind warfare is also called psychological warfare.
Or psyop.
PSYOP. So you guys need to fucking pay attention, because what they're doing is they're getting you to react to things that will make you emotional instead of thinking logically. They want everyone to not think critically. Thinking critically is probably one of the most important things in the world.
It is. It's like having common sense.
Yeah, it is. Which common sense ain't fucking common.
Nah, exactly.
So,
Or just, like,
yeah.
It's like an oxymoron. Because it ain't there. But your critical thinking does, and that's, you know, what the big thing was is when we had to go to the library, you look at the Dewey Decimal System, pull out, I'm going to find a book for research, and then you try to do it online through your smartphone, you get all this crazy shit, and like, you'll hear the leftists talk about misinformation. Well, both sides do misinformation because it's the whole point.
I think
It's
that
considered division.
I really think that free speech should be, yes, you can say what you want, but you also need to say the fucking truth.
Yeah.
Stop fucking lying. It's so
Oh, shit,
annoying.
how we getting along over there, brother?
We doing all right, boys? Okay. Hey, do you want to end the podcast?
I don't know. Whenever you guys want to do it. How long have we been going?
We've been going for, I don't know, 2 hours. Hold on, let me see.
I figured we'd show us eating, but Brett's still
Hodges! I'm
Hodges.
done, yo.
go. I mean,
gotta
we're
get
the
cabbage.
only two keeping it going.
I gotta get the cabbage steaks on. And so I got cabbage steaks going on. I got the butter already melted with the herbs. So I gotta get the cabbage steaks on. The chicken's almost done. Like we got probably maybe 20 minutes.
So much for afternoon.
Yes,
Well, it is afternoon.
You know,
it is.
you know what though? It's gonna be an awesome dinner, bro.
Your son has already tried the chicken. He said it's fucking one of the best.
Good job.
So
Boom.
just saying. And the cabbage won't take long.
Hey, did Heidi make the fucking salsa with your stuff yet?
Not with
Just
my
not
stuff
going
yet,
on
but
yet.
she made the pico. I gotta get her to get the salsa made so she can put my fucking
We got more than
spices.
enough time to do that.
We-
Absolutely.
You know, like
And you guys are killing it right now. I just wanted to let you know. You guys are fucking carrying the show.
Yeah,
You guys are awesome.
hold on, let me get the cameraman going. Leave Rocky by himself. Hold on, get in center frame,
Wait a
brother.
minute,
Like,
where the fuck is Landon? He's supposed to be running the fucking camera.
man, he's a kid having fun on 4th of
He-
July.
He's probably watching us live.
I
Get your
need
fucking ass out here and run the fucking
all
camera.
I need a bar back. I need some recharging going on. Where
What do you need, brother? I'll get it. I'll get it.
I just need another beer, brother.
Also, I,
Coors or Natty?
I don't care, whatever we got left.
also, I want to say I'm wearing a tricorn hat.
You fucking unicorn.
You know what? We need to bring this shit fucking back in style. It doesn't look retarded with what I'm wearing.
Unless you go like hat cock sailor, like with a Dixie cup.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost the same fucking thing. But you know what? It's fucking fun to wear this shit and to wear a fucking patriotic shirt on the 4th of July because it is the 250th year, right?
Yeah, it's 250.
250 years.
If I remember right. I don't know. Count it up.
76
1776.
to yeah.
Here you go,
Yeah.
brother.
Thank you, my brother.
Yo.
See, that's how we take care of each other. Everybody knows their needs.
When we act like check valves, we correct ourselves and we help each
You
other out.
fucking blue falcon.
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
motherfucker.
Blue
So-
falcon me earlier.
So blue falcon is a military term that also means buddy fucker.
Yep.
Don't be a blue falcon or a buddy fucker. But if you do that, fucking apologize and fucking correct yourself and don't be a fucking buddy fucker or blue falcon anymore.
It's kind of
Does
like
that
being
make
a
sense?
kind of like being
All
a
I'm
hot
saying
butt.
is, look at this chicken.
Dude,
Look at it. Hold on. Let me zoom in on it. Hold it,
You
hot.
want to look? You want to zoom in on it?
Yeah, let me
Yeah,
keep
so-
keep
so-
an eye on it.
do
No,
it,
I
do it, do
can't.
it. That's some good stuff right there, bro. Yeah.
Look at that. Look
Yeah.
at
And
that.
there's juice
Yeah.
in the bottom.
Yeah, it's resting.
Smells good, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's what we're talking about. See, we brought you something special today, and we're still doing it. You know.
Midwest barbecue.
I know, right? Well, down in the old NC down here,
Yeah.
I had to put a run for the money on that.
Yeah.
But like we said before, you see how much that we talk about cooking because we love food. Rocky does, but
I
Yeah.
actually I do cook, but I don't cook like
it's
a-
like grilled cheese when he burns it.
no, I cook I make the fucking birria meat for my tacos.
I know. I just want to give you
The
shit.
birria and the chicken. I say
Chicken.
beer. I say beef and chicken.
Oy.
Beef and chicken.
But you know what I mean? Like that's what we were saying earlier. Like you gotta put love, and you've probably heard it a million times. But there is a true thing about putting love in your food, and you can see us together, as we've talked about before. We're putting love into what we're cooking for each other for 4th of July and enjoying it. It's still going on. Hell, the time we started, I don't know, like
5 something.
yeah,
It's 8 o'clock right
it's not 8 o'clock.
now. Dude, it's 8 o'clock.
Fucking
It's 8 o'clock for you civilians, but 2001,
shit. My
fucking
watch didn't
military.
update then.
2000 hours.
Oh yeah, it's 2001.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
2001.
What's up, Hillbilly Gilly?
We're good now.
Okay, cool.
He's on the front porch.
What's he doing?
House. I'm like, he's not. I was always on the front porch.
Okay.
But he was quiet.
Oh, he's just good.
So I mean, we can end it right now if you want.
It's up to you guys.
All right, let's end it. Hey guys,
Well, no, let's go get those two dickheads.
yeah, go get those knuckleheads real quick. I'll tell a story about I don't know what.
Oh.
So there once was a man from Madras.
On a dark, stormy night.
I can't even do the limerick now because I'm laughing so much. Anyways, hey, if you guys are watching, please like and subscribe. I know we talk about crazy stuff. We go off the rails. We are not politically correct. Never expect us to be politically correct. I think, and most of us think now, and of course I thought this in the 90s when I was a teenager, political correctness is weakness. Because if you have to fucking sugarcoat the goddamn motherfucking truth, how is anything going to get fucking better? I want someone to answer that. If you have to fucking not tell the truth and sugarcoat it and make people feel good because their feelings are fucking hurt, instead of them thinking critically and taking themselves out of it, taking the emotion out of whatever the problem is, and actually solving the problem and doing it logically, you're not going to get fucking better. You won't get better. You'll just keep on lying to yourselves and make stupid fucking shit happen all the goddamn time.
All right, what the fuck did I miss?
Nothing. We might be ending it. We're
I told Lil Tate we're gonna keep going, brother.
okay. You want to?
Okay, we'll keep it going.
I got to get a refill, bro.
Where you going?
All right.
Have fun.
Give me a second. I'll say hi.
All
Bye
right,
to you, bud.
Have fun. Yeah, get your BT, Andrew. Hey, Andrew, be safe on the road when you're out there. But, yep, I'm left to my own devices right here, people, and that can get scary. And last time I was left to my own devices along with Rocky, we got fucking an episode banned on YouTube.
Well, because of the snake bite.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The snake bite. That was episode 5, I think.
Because by now, anybody who watches us by now, watch our past episodes, should know that we ain't politically correct on fucking nothing. Period.
Period what?
We ain't politically correct on shit.
On anything
You
because
guys left for a minute. I say, I'm left my own device. Last time that happened, we got something bad. Me and Rock.
I know, right? Can't leave
but then 2 weeks later, everything was said was fucking true,
That ain't no
Yeah.
bullshit right
and
there.
it came out on X and fucking everything else.
No evidence.
I don't know what sea stories we want to tell. We haven't told already. This one time at band camp.
I played with the flute.
Well, we haven't told all the stories in Thailand yet, but
Well, those are a little bit.
Maybe you can talk about the monkey brains. I'll be right back.
no, I've had monkey brains. They were good, man.
Like we talked about,
Describe
anybody
the
that's
monkey
watching
brains.
Indiana
What color
Jones
were they? And all that stuff.
and the
Look, I don't
Temple of
remember- hey,
Doom.
Hey, I don't remember the fucking color, but all I remember is the texture, right? They're creamy and all that bullshit. It wasn't bad.
It wasn't like
What about
the jealous.
fucking bugs you guys ate.
What
The
crickets?
bugs.
What's up, buddy?
Oh, that's not as bad as what we seen that was set on the card.
Where's your phone?
Oh, well, we're still going. I guess I can tell a story.
Can you help me, please?
Let me dig one
Thank
out of the
you, buddy.
Rolodex.
Well, I mean, it's hard. I mean, sometimes.
Well, it was good. Like, did
Yeah.
we talk about you picking up the chick from the Blue Healer?
No, we haven't talked about that one yet.
So
No, we have not.
So me and Gilly used to be big on Bacardi Limon. I don't know if they still sell it or not, but we would run places out of it.
What was the hotel? I can't remember the hotel.
I don't remember the
Okay.
hotel name.
I didn't know if you remember that. I can't remember that one.
Fuck no. I know that we got it, and I got those really terrible
But
squid
soon-
rings. Remember?
But yeah, but as soon as we got the hotel, I do remember this. So, goddamn, fucking.
I know,
ass.
right?
But as soon as we got the hotel, we put our bags in there, went down to the bar before we went out of town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we never had Bacardi Limon. Was 7 Up, I think it was at that
Yeah, I
time?
think we were doing seven. No, we were doing Sprite.
Right. They called it like a Bacardi's lemonade or whatever. I can't remember the
Yeah.
exact name.
It was something like that.
but it kind of tasted like a lemonade anyway. So we sat there drinking.
Dangerous. Don't try it.
Next
Don't try
thing
this
we
at home.
know, they said, y'all ran us out of the fucking Bacardi Limon.
Yeah.
You know, and then we went fucking drinking after that. You know,
Yeah.
and that's where little takes, we got separated just for a little bit.
Yeah, I know. I didn't want to go to the Blue Hero. I just wanted to hang
No,
out.
that's before the Blue Hill.
Was it before the Blue
Yeah.
Hero?
Because
Oh
I
yeah,
want-
that was right. Because I think we were at that restaurant.
I wanted to go somewhere else. We wanted to go check out this one bar. I said, okay, I'll meet you
Yeah.
there. And we did. And that's where he found Scrubby Jack. Next thing I know, he's got these stamps up and down his fucking arms right there.
Yeah.
Now, the Blue Healers where I picked up took that
That
lady,
ugly biker
that
chick.
ugly biker chick from her old man.
Yeah,
And everyone thought that was going to be a fight. But
yeah. We
we
were
didn't have-
talking earlier. Sailors can pick up anything. We can take
We didn't care.
away.
And then by the time that happened, I kicked you out of the room. I was like, hey,
Yeah,
'cause I wanted to
yeah.
mess around with her a little bit.
Yeah.
Got little ears here. And next thing I know, they're taking him because he's a fire hazard, what they said.
Yeah,
He's down the
because-
bar.
I sat down right outside of the room in the hallway, like everybody knows the hotel. It's all the same. And I'm just sitting out in the room, just hanging out, like chilling, half asleep with my head up against like this. And the next thing you know, the hotel staff comes up there and they're like, "Hey, sir." And I'm like, "Yeah, what's going on?" They're like, we need you to leave. And I'm like, "What do you need? I need to leave. I got the room right here.
Oh shit, I didn't put them on. Sorry.
I'm checked in." And then all of a sudden, they're like, hey, you're a trip hazard in a fire. And I'm like, they what? They're like, if we have a fire with you sitting here, you're a fire hazard. You need to go downstairs. So they took me downstairs to the hotel, put me in the lobby. No issues. Everything was cool. They were nice. They're like, do you need anything? I was like, well, do you have any more? Do you have starting them on? And they're like, let's go look. So the bar was closed at this time, right? The shutters were down, and everything. The manager ducked under, and he's like, "Yeah, we got some." He's like, "Do you want one?" And he poured me a big glass, like half of it, and then Sprite in there. And I'm drinking that, and after I finished it, I went ahead and went back up to the room. And about the time that I'm getting up to the room, the girl that Gilly had picked up is coming out of the room. And I actually got to see her in the fucking light. And I was like, oh my God, this is what he had. So it goes back to all the jokes we talk about. Like, he will take anything. He's always taken anything. And like I said, man, Blue Heeler, if you know what a Blue Heeler is, it's a dog that rounds up animals. Well, he definitely rounded up a fucking animal for sure that night. Oh my God, it was terrible. Yes.
What up, brother?
I guess I'm gonna hang out by myself and tell stories.
I just got the bacon on the fucking fire,
Okay, well that won't take long.
and
You be cooking bacon?
Yeah.
Cooking that swine.
I put it right on the fucking coals too.
And you know
so-
what? Anybody that doesn't
Shouldn't
like
take too-
bacon, fuck you.
Yeah,
You know what?
pretty much.
You know what bacon is also called when it comes to the cone heads? Sliced swine flesh.
I'll take it.
I'm gonna tell you,
It's dirty
it's-
animal.
It's fucking freedom meat, so whatever.
That's true.
What are you talking about?
Freedom meat.
I was just
Bacon.
finished up
Oh,
the
yeah,
story in
yeah.
Australia.
Just like that little
Well,
kid.
I'm gonna make sure it was
Yeah.
not.
It was like that one night where Tom and Wood got in trouble for trying to take because we were. I just love this shit. They had BDSM night at the strip
Are
club.
you kidding? The strip
They,
club where?
they had pillory blocks, locking everybody up and whipping people on stage.
Oh,
Where
I
the
remember
fuck
that.
was
Oh,
this
I remember this one.
Yeah.
Where
and
was this?
Darwin.
Darwin?
In
Australia?
2000.
So that wasn't the
I
first
missed
night. The first night that we went in, we kind of got established with everybody. We talked to them, got in with their names. Come to find out, they were staying in the hotel right next door. So when we went in the daytime, they were all sunbathing, right? We'll have the tops on and everything. We're just like looking over the fence and stuff like little kids. But we went back that night and they were having BDSM night. So they had whipping going on, and then they had candle wax. And at the time, there was Wood was next to me at the table, and Tom was like on the next table over, right?
Mhm.
And they
Was
kept.
I on the boat?
I don't remember if you were,
You're good.
but we were. I know you weren't with us.
I know that I was on Lip. If I was on the boat, I probably
Yeah.
on Liberty
And
or I had a duty, so might have been.
like somehow the chicks like paddle,
I'm
the
still
leather
getting used to that.
paddle,
I know.
got dropped in between us.
I don't need to be.
And Wood was like picking up, like shaking it, and laughing. And then
I
the
know
chicks
you
was
were-
like, "You stole that from me. It's an automatic like 3 days in jail in Australia for accusation of stealing." And we were like, "Oh fuck, oh fuck, we gotta like here, like run,
Yeah.
run!" And Australia was so much fun back then.
Australia's like a disaster now.
Yeah, it's completely
Like,
fucked up.
like I wanted to live in Australia. And it's like I told Heidi, my wife, we were dating. I said, I don't marry you. I'm gonna go to Australia and find my wife because back then there wasn't this word. There wasn't this fucking problem of feminism.
Womanism,
Yeah, womanism. Womanist.
womanist.
As Taylor the Fiend would say.
Yeah,
Womanist.
and he's
Or-
from
or-
Australia.
All right,
No,
Rocky.
strong, successful say. Strong,
All right,
successful,
all right.
Feminist.
All right, Rocky. All right. I'm just gonna say this. We've all been thinking we've been here, goddamn it.
What?
Don't send us the same things over and over when we're here in fucking town.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I mean, dude, we're here in town like Rocky, come on.
Why you sending us videos when we're right
Well,
next down the road?
I sent you that one on Myron Gaines
Yeah.
fucking
But-
debating
but
people in
Rocky, it's-
Miami.
It's one thing when we're states away, right? Brother, we're here in town. Just wait until we're together.
Okay.
That's I'm like, God damn,
You
Rocky.
still see
Well, I mean, even if it's a fucking funny reel, I sent you some crazy
No, the
reels.
reels, yes, but the strong stuff, male stuff, right?
Yeah.
Just wait till we're together, especially when we're,
Watch
just miles
together.
apart.
See, this is the arguments we always have.
Yeah.
We fuck with each
Yeah.
other. I
I
got
was like,
I got Gilly this morning too.
Oh yeah, I'm like, fuck you, motherfucker.
We were talking.
Oh, last night too.
Yeah, last night too.
I was like, I'll
So-
fucking say what I want, goddamn.
We were talking about, so for people that don't understand cooking temps, right? This goes into it.
Yeah.
You will dry
Let's
out.
argue about
You,
it.
you will
Yeah.
dry out your fucking cooking when you're cooking chicken,
Whole chicken,
whole chicken, and even breast.
breast, yes, yes.
Anytime that you're doing like thighs and legs will hold up to heat for a while. Breast, anybody that's cooked breast, they dry out on you. And the reason why they dry out on you is because you take it to the FDA's suggested temperature, which is 165. It will dry your shit out and turn it into parchment paper. Now, the reason why the FDA, and there's a video you can look for it, is that it's done on a curve, right? So 165, the bacteria in the chicken has only, I think, like 10 seconds and it's dead at 165. Now you can bring the temp down to 150, and then it just takes like 30 minutes to kill off the bacteria.
Actually, with my chef IQ,
Yeah.
it's actually 15 minutes.
Is it 15?
It's
Okay.
15.
But
Yes.
you know what we're saying?
You're
like,
thinking the 30 minutes, that's if you take it to 140. let it
yeah,
carry over.
140 down.
Yes.
You know, we're not, I'm just telling you, if you look at the ramp, it's how long it takes to kill the bacteria to temp. It's not that it kills it, it's the time that it takes.
But if you take it to 140, right,
Yeah.
it ain't gonna pull right if you want to
No,
pull
you
chicken. It's
you
not
want to
gonna pull
stop
right.
at 150.
Oh, it depends on how you do it too.
Yeah.
Now, if you inject the breast like I do, you can actually take it to 160. It'll carry over, but that juice in there,
Yeah, you got to keep it moist.
Yeah.
And we're only talking about chicken.
Yeah.
We're not talking about thighs. Thighs will, dude.
thighs are up to 200.
Thighs.
190, 205 is perfect right there.
Yeah,
for
if you want juicy meat that holds together and has the like what most amount of uses,
Yeah.
go
Thighs.
with chicken thighs, man. We're cooking chicken
Yeah.
thighs right now.
Well, and the thighs I cook the way I do it, if I do a competition style, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I take those about 205, and those are damn near falling off the bone
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
For how long?
I don't do it for how long. That's where people get fucked up.
Yeah,
At.
you don't set a timer.
People was like, you go by time, right? No, you
No.
go by internal temperature.
Yep.
Period. It doesn't matter how long it takes once you get there.
Yep.
Now, I will say, since I do hot fast on a little tape, it's under 2 hours. Just
Yeah.
put it that
Oh,
way.
yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. It's under 2 hours. Now, if you do
Oh, yeah.
low and slow, a whole chicken or something like that, dude, it can be a couple hours to 4 hours
Yeah.
right there.
And you can do, like we talked about before, you can take the barrel, and I've done like pulled pork, and I'll take it up to the temp.
Yep.
And let it rest in the oven.
Yeah.
And you just let it sit. Or even then, if you run out of charcoal, you can put it in the oven and bring it up to the temp you want, like 250, 300, you know, whatever, 225, like they say. Cover it like you normally would do, and let it sit in the oven and finish cooking until it hits 200. I've done that plenty of times. Oh, we're getting smoked out. Look at that
Oh,
smoke, baby.
Dude, that smoke smells so good though. It smells great. Dude.
Yeah.
It fucking smells great. I'd be wearing a bandana because I'd be a pirate.
Tinfoil hat on this one if you want a conspiracy theory.
I gotta get me one.
I know, right?
Dude, I gotta.
If nobody knows Decoy Voice, right here, man. Tinfoil beanies at Decoy Voice. Go look him up, man. Asian dude from LA. Fucking great content, man.
I just
Sit down and listen to him. He'll do or decaf decoy. He'll do like lives and stuff, kind of like what we were talking about. Like we love to interact with everybody. He does the same thing. but he has some pretty good takes. He's not so hardcore on conspiracy theories. He'll talk about the news, but back to the cooking stuff. Look up the FDA stuff. That FDA is for that reason. It's the amount of time that it takes to kill bacteria. It's not automatically 165, shit's dry, and you're gonna be pissed every time. Every time. Because you got carryover cooked, when you let it rest, the damn thing is gonna be like 170, 175. And it's gonna be toast.
It's gonna be a bigger pile later.
Maybe I should
All right, this
try
be
that.
me son Nathan. He's a pirate with Japanese fucking earrings on.
Yeah. Does everybody know why Morgan Freeman wears earrings? Both earrings?
No,
Old sailor's tradition,
all
right?
right, the fucking
Yeah, the coffin. Just like you put your gold coins or the silver ones on your eyes when you're dead for the ferryman. Same thing. Sailor's traditions. People don't realize how many fucking traditions that sailors have put in that people still follow to this day.
You know what we need to talk about another day? About retirement.
What
How-
about it? It
How,
sucks.
how the no, like the retirement ceremony, how the Navy is the only branch in the military that has a retirement ceremony. And I think it started back in maybe the 17 or 1800s. I can't remember. But they would honor a guy because back in the day in the Navy, dude, someone would stay in the Navy for 30, 20, 30, 40 years, right?
They got enough scurvy.
Yes, yes. They didn't have Lyme disease and they didn't walk with,
They didn't eat enough oranges. They didn't have enough vitamin C.
and they didn't drink, with four-legged women like fucking, who's Quint from fucking Jaws, right? Here's to drinking with, here's to swimming with
And
four-legged
he
women.
actually had an alcoholic problem. He
Oh.
was a true
Yeah,
alcoholic.
he fucking was. Robert Shaw. Dude,
Yeah.
he was the best Quint. You know, in the book, Quint looked like Lee Marvin. Like the man who shot Liberty Valance. If you've not ever seen the movie The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, it's a fucking great movie. It's got John Wayne, Lee Marvin, and fucking Jimmy Stewart. It's
Old school.
a fucking
old
great
school,
movie. It's black and white, but it's one of the best westerns. And if they remade it today,
Yeah.
it'd probably be fucking gay as fuck.
The virgin guys don't want to even know
Yeah, but like,
the traditions and retirement ceremony.
so in the U.S. Navy, we honor people that serve for a certain amount of time, and when they leave the boat, we honor them because they did that time on that ship, and that's not a fucking easy thing to do, especially if you have a wife and children. I cannot even imagine how it was back then without the internet to tell us that people are doing fucked up things behind your back. But now we have that with TikTok.
All hands on deck.
Yeah. I mean, now that we have TikTok, everybody tells everything. So now you can fucking make a decision where you want to get involved with someone or not because you've seen them talk about it numerous times. Just bringing it up. It is a true thing,
Yeah, well, and when you go through a retirement ceremony, there's an entire script that is written that has things from tradition, like the watch, to give over, like we talked about way earlier, training your junior sailors. The idea of the watches is to give them
The watch.
the watch themselves. So, that thing has been around forever.
It's my favorite thing in the world. And the greatest thing was like when Lieutenant Chris Rupp. Sorry, bro, I called your name out. You know I love you, bro. I think you're one of the best in the world, and I think you were done wrong. I'll just say it that way, and I know you were done wrong because nobody had any fucking foresight for the fucking future. But anyways, I got to read the watch when he retired.
Yeah, I did it too when I did Schwartz's
Yeah.
GSC.
And so when I went to retire in 2021, it was during COVID, right? This was February 2021.
Oh, yeah.
And COVID fucking restrictions and all that stuff, or the snake bite, or the fucking tube. I don't know. The fucking stupid shit. I don't know what I don't have a code word for it right now because I don't remember it.
SARS COVID, whatever.
Yeah.
Omicron.
Yeah, Omicron. Yeah.
Omnicron from Transformers. Let's go. Anyway,
So I asked my command master chief, and this guy was a great guy. The command master chief I had before that sucked. He was a politically correct pussy. And anyways, he left. Nobody liked him. This guy came. This guy was fucking awesome. And I was checking out with him, and it was like maybe a day or two before, and I was like, hey, can anyone brief me the watch? The only thing I really want, I don't want a retirement ceremony because I don't have the money to do it. My wife and kids can't come out there. My dad, my mom, all my family members, all my friends that I've had, throughout the years, like this guy right here, like this guy. So, they did it for me. And my security department and other sailors that work for me in the ASF and all this other stuff, they stood in a fucking ranks for me. And then some of the about 50 to 90 sailors were out there to say goodbye to me at the gate that was the gate he went to at ECP, entry control point, where everyone went to go to the ship, right? You got to check your ID, make sure you're not fucking doing anything retarded. I say retarded a lot because it's a fucking real word, so don't be a fucking retard. Anyways, so he's like, yeah, I'll do it. So he got someone to do it. It was a HMC. This guy was a fucking amazing guitar player and singer. This guy was better than me, man. He was good. And he was Filipino. He's a good dude, man. He's a good dude. And he read the watch for me, and I had my sailors film it. I have not put it on Facebook or anything like that yet, but we recorded it. Someday I'm going to get it on my page. And it's amazing because, I didn't want this extravagant anything. I just wanted someone to recognize that, you know what? I did 24 years. 24 years nonstop. I served the country. I did what I had to do to take care of my wife and children because I did it for the people that I loved the most. And I did it for the other people that were in the country that needed the protection that has seemed to be lost on people now that don't understand they really do need to be protected right now because they say a lot of stupid stuff. They think a lot of stupid stuff. But if people came here that were not our country and they had guns and weapons and all that stuff, guess what? You're fucking dead. The only people that would stop that are people like us.
yeah, and they're everywhere.
And they're everywhere.
Everybody that started in our time frame, you know what I mean? Like that's the whole joke is there's like a gun behind every blade of grass.
That's
And
World War II, the admiral of the Japanese fleet, admiral, he goes, that's the reason why we would not invade America right there. Like simple.
yeah, and that's like the way the Constitution was written was for that. And the thing is, we're not. Everything's getting tucked under the Second Amendment and everything, and all of us are still chilling, hanging back, all busted, back of the bus like.
We're watching what's going on.
And you see the four of us that are talking about it. Imagine thousands of people that have served.
Probably millions, bro.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Hundreds
I
of
don't know,
thousands, maybe millions.
Yeah. They still love this country. We know the country's fucked up. It's been fucked up for a while.
Not everything's perfect.
Yeah.
Nothing's ever going to be perfect. Nothing's ever going to go right all the time. And I think that people need to understand reality. Life is not fucking fair. If life was fair, I'd be 6'4" and the most handsome man in the world. He'd be 6'4" and the most handsome man in the world.
You'd be a communist with like utopia going on where everybody gets equal everything.
Which is stupid because if you have communism, nobody works hard to do anything because you get paid the same thing.
Because
it creates laziness.
It was the same way in the Navy, right? Because every rank gets paid the same thing. So there is the incentive that comes down. I don't have to work as hard because I'm still going to get paid the same amount as the guy that's doing the work as hard.
Yeah.
So the military does have a sense of communism, but you have people that give a shit about really working. And that's what we were talking about earlier.
But they did have a sense of capitalism,
Yeah.
because the ones that did the best and performed the best, guess what happened to them? They went up in rank.
And they got awards.
They got awards.
I
They
mean,
went up in rank. They
it's
got
still
paid
the
higher.
carrot shit.
Yeah, it is the carrot.
You know, and it's like we talked about before on, you know, when we were driving Pigeon Forge yesterday, it's hard to protect this country where it's at now, but there are people that still believe in the belief of the country of what it was built on. And I think that's always the key thing.
Like,
You don't have to be this fucking crazy like patriot, like flying flags everywhere, which is not wrong. Just saying that, you know, if you fucking care about your country, you do what's right for your country. And I hate to say like paying taxes because that's what today's about. It's
yeah,
not
I
paying
mean,
taxes,
come
you know what
on,
I mean?
like we're paying taxes now, so we got to really fix that shit.
Yeah, like
We
I'm
really
gonna
do.
pay a tax on this dollar how many fucking times, you know?
That's why I'm bringing the tricorn back, because I want to bring back the fucking style, and we can wear sunglasses with it and fucking tennis shoes. Doesn't matter.
Well, and
It's a
that's the thing
timeless
about
hat.
being an individual, like we talked about before when we were on the ship. Everybody was an individual. We weren't fucking drones. We worked towards a goal that was droning, but that didn't mean you could be your own person, you know, back then. And that's what made like all four of us, if you listen to the podcast for a while, we bring our own fucking attitudes, our own stuff. Like everything is here for you to see, and that's what makes this, you know, doing this raw one while we're here. You really see that shit. You got those guys back there cooking. We're sitting here holding down the fort, you know, like, keeping everything going. Yeah.
It's called covering down or covering another person's six.
Yeah.
You look out for someone behind you. You look out for everyone. I think that's a fucking lost art.
It is. It is.
You know, you look out for the betterment of other people.
It's not completely lost because you still got, you know, good Samaritans, humanitarians that people still have a good heart.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of black hearts out there, or dark hearts, we'll put it that way. You know, that are NPCs that you see on the news.
Yeah,
And
and maybe you should say what an NPC is.
non-playable character. If anybody's ever played video games, I know everybody has. An NPC just repeats the same lines for the same quest stuff. And, you know, everybody's probably seen the memes.
They never change.
Yeah, they never change. They insert a new chip. Because, right, remember, everybody had Ukrainian flags, right? And then what did it ship to? Pride stuff, you know, whatever. But you've seen June, right, with Trump being in office. How much do you hear about Pride?
Nothing.
Not a
I don't know.
fucking thing.
But how much did you hear about Men's Mental Health Month, which is what June was?
Yeah. The womenist took it over and said, "Why do we need to worry about, you know, men's health?" And you're like,
I
you
don't know,
remember the
because-
22 a day?
Yeah. And you know that might include females too.
Well, yeah, I mean it does include females. But they're all military.
But I mean, if you divide 22 by 4, 4 of those girls, 4 out of 22 would be a female, and the rest would be males.
Yeah.
And that's a fucking problem. It really is a problem, and it's not been addressed, and no one cares about anything like that because they
I
think,
don't think nobody cares. I think.
well, I mean,
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. Like, we're like in the community themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, it's started to get traction, but it's not what it needs to be that we know of. You know.
Hey,
Think you're
boys.
looking good, motherfucker?
Yes, so I got the chicken going and bacon going, and then we just put the cabbage on a pit barrel because Gilly can't eat it off of the
Right.
makeshift
Yeah, the
Yeah.
open
bacon
pit
that's
now
on there, yeah.
because I have bacon in it. So the cabbage in there is for him, and then everybody else is gonna get whatever.
Whatever's. So it's free for all in there.
I've got so much chicken going, it's fucking delicious. Rocky's son has already tried it. He's like,
I seen him walk away with like a
Motherfucker,
Tupperware, like
amazing. Yeah.
plastic
Yep.
tub in there.
so when I talk about chicken, I say chicken, or I say chickity chick. But when I talk about beef, I say
Well, and you know,
But when I say ground beef, I say ground beef.
what's been key about us being
Oh,
out
yeah.
here is all of us have been eating cleaner than what we usually.
It's a good thing.
And, and it's made a difference, even for me, because I went to Jack in the Box last night to get me some Jack in the Crack. And I'll tell you what, it fucked me up. I was so tired this morning.
You should get it a little bit.
Yeah, I got it after I dropped you off and then had a few pieces and then let it sit while we were talking. Then I reheated it. But when I woke up this morning, I was like, absolutely, oh my God. You know what I mean? Like dead to the world. But, you know, eating the ostrich and the emu and, you know, all the clean food.
Ostrich is pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
So is emu.
Don't everybody, you know, ostrich is one of those things, man. Don't sleep on ostrich.
Yeah, absolutely.
Emu is like,
I'm-
if you watch the
I'm here for
commercials,
you, brother.
emu, that's, you know, what we were eating.
They
Yeah,
taste
you wanna
pretty
fucking
good,
learn?
actually.
Yeah.
You know, I've actually had ostrich and emu now, so I'm proud of them.
Okay.
And
I'll
it,
sit back
and
later.
I love those animals, and they fucking taste great.
Yeah.
So
And it's
Look at
the
that
alternative,
motherfucker
like you always
smoking.
talk about, green house again.
Yeah, you
And
can't
I
have that chicken.
guarantee you wouldn't know any
That
fucking
chicken,
difference on the
no good for
ostrich.
you.
So what I'm trying to do, because this is one of my brothers, right? We are trying to come up with a birria style ostrich taco. So a birria taco or quesadilla taco with ostrich. So it would have like vegetarian cheese and ostrich. And if he likes cilantro or onion, we would have that. And then I'd make the consomme with the birria, the ostrich.
No,
It would
you
be
won't
different
have
from
to.
beef because it can't have mammal, right? So it can't have that. So I'm trying to figure that out. But you know what? I guarantee you someday there's going to be a market on it.
Yep.
And you know what? Maybe we're at the cusp or the forefront of that, because I want everyone to enjoy tacos. Tacos are fucking amazing.
Tacos are the pink tacos of the world.
Pink
I
tacos.
like pink tacos.
We all like pink tacos. We will not tell you what pink tacos mean.
Figure it
But
out for yourself.
you'll figure it out for your fucking self, and I'm gonna not hand you right.
I'll tell
Figure
you
it
what
out.
pink tacos mean.
No, you don't.
Oh, okay.
Keep cooking the chicken.
Okay. I got the chicken.
You get that chicken cooked, boy.
The pink chicken? Pink chicken.
Chickeny chick.
But you know, and it's so good for us, you know, like we'll keep saying it, and we want to reinforce that getting back with old friends, you know, shipmates, you know, battle buddies, trauma bonding, people that you trauma bonded with.
You know, and some of us have done therapy, right? You know, like other vet center groups,
Yeah, yeah.
right? I'm telling you, from my personal experience, when you're the only Navy motherfucker in a combat veteran group, it's not the same.
No.
Because the guys on the land have different experience. What we do in the war zone that we do,
Right.
you know, especially in 2000. You know, we
Oh,
had
yeah.
Iran trouble, trying to board it, blah blah
Fucking
blah. Right?
Iranian.
But still,
They never go away.
it's not the same. This right here has helped me more being back with you guys than any of that other bullshit. Right there, there.
You know that I told a lady out here. She's like a counselor that goes to all the VA places where they have the VA groups, where they have VA counseling groups,
Right.
like the stuff we would be in.
Yeah.
And I told her, hey, I started a podcast with my friends, right? And we are all on the same ship at the same time together. And I told her, I said, we have not talked to each other in over 20 years. And it was like time stopped and we still knew each other, and we just left off where we were back in those years. Like if I left you, you left in 2001, right?
Yep.
So when I caught up to him, it was like 2001 the next day, right? When I left him, it was 2002, right? 2002 the next day. And it was like, wow, it's amazing.
And
The
you hear
fellowship.
that from the stories that we're telling you. Like, it's like a conversation that we're having now. Like we never missed each other in 20 fucking years. And like when we got out here, we talked about it the other night. Time has really slowed down since we've been out.
Oh yeah, the first night I came over, dude. First night I came over, dude, I'm playing fucking guitar and I'm playing Rooster by Alice in Chains, right?
Yeah.
Which I used to play on the 5.
Yeah.
So it's like time stopped. And you know what?
What was that, Time in a Bubble or some shit?
Yeah.
Remember the song?
Yeah, by
What's
Jim Croce.
Yeah.
That's a good fucking song. It's from X-Men No, it's not First Class. It's Days of Future Past, which is a really good movie.
And I had to keep myself from getting emotional. I did. You know,
No, all of us did.
I think all of us did because they don't like it when guys talk about emotions. But we still have emotions. We're still soft on the inside. We still have emotions. We still love each other. We still care about each other. We still care about other people and other things that happen to people.
But you don't have to cry. Like
No.
when we went yesterday, we all went down there. We all met up. We fucking hammered that metal together, and it was, that fucking feeling. Like filled back up with like
Oh, yeah.
real energy.
hell yeah.
You know what I mean? Like true energy. What men, women can do it too when they find their
I
own
just
thing.
wish I didn't have to step out. At least I made 2 rounds
Yeah,
before my
yeah.
Virgo got
But
going.
at least the guy understood it 100%.
Oh, yeah.
But and like we were talking earlier with the kids and everything,
I made sure to see River or Little Gillies fucking
Yeah.
him making his night.
at least I got to hang out with him doing it.
He
Dude,
loved
that was
that.
Yeah,
really
you
cool
kind of
night. So,
you kind of like sat there and waited for
Oh, he-
all of us to get finished.
So
because
he
you
loved
said
that.
You did.
so a
different
few of us
nights.
made a fucking knife out of fucking train
Hold
spike.
on, I'll go get. I think I can get mine out.
That you get yours.
Yeah, I got mine.
And
Well,
then
I
we
didn't
had a
bring
couple people that made a fucking knife out of a fucking
Horseshoe.
Horseshoe.
Little Case was horseshoe.
Horseshoe was
Little
mine.
Gillies was a pony shoe,
Yeah,
pony
yeah.
shoe.
which is smaller than a horseshoe.
An art just spike.
And you know what? It was amazing. It was awesome. I loved it. And I'm gonna take my kids to do it later on when I can do it. Because it's gonna be a really memorable and special event.
Hey, Hodges! Hodges! I don't know if he heard me or not. Tell him, give me that beer.
Just go ahead and tell them.
I'll keep talking, Rocky. I'll go
Okay,
get it.
okay.
Keep
I
talking,
will.
brother. I bet it is.
So anyways,
Be right there. I'm coming back.
I guess what we're trying to tell you guys, if anybody watches this, is you're truly not alone. And for many, many years, I thought I was alone. That's a great knife right there. That's
Yeah.
that knife. That's a horseshoe knife, right?
Yeah, that's the horseshoe right there. They grind it down after you pound it out, but that's what you work on. They laser engraved it, got veteran on there. I put the bounty hunter on from Star Wars.
This is the way.
Yeah, this is the way.
This
And then
is
they
the
give
way.
you a free sheath. This thing is sharp as hell, man. It'll cut you real good. But you can see the imperfections in it. And when you pound it out, this is yours. Like this is how you pound it out. They hog off a little bit of material, but that's your shape. Like everybody's shape's gonna be a little bit different. And they give you a drop point. If you guys don't know that, that's the drop point, and then you got clip points. So, Rocky's saying, everybody that's out there is not alone, man.
We're not alone. We just have not found each other yet. And I want to tell this to people that are thinking about doing something that's a permanent solution to a temporary problem, because I think everybody has gone through that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
We 100% gone through that. I think we talked about it. I talked about with him. I talked about him, and mainly you four guys, because I wouldn't talk about it with anyone else
I think
really.
we could talk about like Wounded Warrior projects to set up field trips to go do these times.
Yeah, I mean that would be amazing.
Yeah.
But you're not alone, and there are people that will understand you. And I think the hardest thing is that people do not understand the ones that have done the things that were to protect everyone else.
Yeah.
We're not asking for recognition. We're not asking for thanks. We don't even care about that stuff. We just want you to hear us, and we want you to understand that, everybody needs a friend. We need everybody.
You got a
We need
friend
some-
in me.
Yeah, you need somebody to lean on.
Yeah.
Like Lean On Me. Lean On Me is probably one of the best songs. You know that guy was in the Navy too, right? Bill
course.
Withers. He was in the
course,
Navy. He
yeah.
was a fucking aviation boatswain mate. I don't know which one it was, but that guy did that stuff, and then he came up with Lean On Me, Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone, and Use Me.
I
Those
think we start controversy that we have more Medal of Honor recipients than any other branch.
Probably. Probably. Now, Audie Murphy was pretty amazing
Yeah.
though,
Keep
But-
going.
but we don't want people to give up hope and do something that is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. And I think that I know we have like 25 people that watch us, and they probably don't even watch us all the time, but we do want to help other veterans. I don't care what branch you're in. I do not care. I don't care if you watch us and you never were in the military, but you're having these thoughts about, ending yourself. Talk to us. We will find a resource to help you, whether it's a civilian one or a military one. It does not matter. We don't want people to hurt themselves. We don't want people to end something that may become something great if they wait 6 months. If they wait another day, it might change their whole life and make them somebody that's really important to the rest of the world. I think I'm saying it right. What I'm meaning is like, it could be 1 second that makes a difference between someone being someone great and someone being gone forever.
Well, Lincoln Park.
Yeah.
One More Life. It's in that song when Chris Cornell did what he did,
Yeah,
and he was like his mentor.
that fucking song.
And every light in a candle is precious to everyone.
It's probably the longest stream we ever did, right?
I mean, I don't know where we at.
Dude, the one that I did with him the first time was like 4 hours and 39
Oh yeah,
minutes. Oh man, I had so much fun. It's so cool just to fucking talk to somebody that understood me.
Yeah.
Whether anyone watching the video did not understand it, it was great just to stand.
And you see who's hanging out here is the two chief.
The chief petty.
Yeah.
You're the chief.
You got the other enlisted cooking for the chief.
Yeah, that's right.
I guess I'll fuck up to say. But I think
No,
Brett's
we're not
pretty
going.
much done.
Cooking
You
all
know,
okay?
Fucking, we'll probably get ready and close this out. It's been great talking to everybody. 4th of July. Everybody get ready for their fireworks. The sun's getting ready to fucking go down. Remember what you're celebrating. Really, truly remember independence. You're starting to see it again. We know the government's fucked up. We can talk about that for fucking hours on it. But
It's
get to the
never
core.
fucking ending.
And
actually.
it'll never end. It's like ants in your house. You know what I mean? it'll never end, and that's but the key thing that we always talk about is like us getting back together. We know shit's fucked up. We know that everything's fucked up. So you put that shit aside, and then we all show up, and we do this together. Everybody should be doing the same thing. Be out with your family. I'm getting ready to leave and go to my family. Now the fireworks for where I'm from goes down on the 6th. I've got a 9, almost 10-hour drive, and I'm leaving early enough to make it there with my family because my father wants to do like another family gathering, and I'm gonna make it. Like you need to have a driving, and that's what we're talking. You will always have something in your life that will drive you. You just have to find it. It's there. It'll stare you in the face every time.
But also in your life, you have to have a purpose in your life. You have to find purpose. You have to have a goal. You have to have a mission to accomplish.
Yep.
And do not forget that because your mission is your life, and everything else that happens around that is just the benefit of you accomplishing and doing that mission.
And that's where all of us, like veterans, get lost because when we're done, there's nobody else to fight. There's no mission objective. Hey, we're going on the way here, or we're getting dropped here. There's nothing there anymore, and all of us do get lost. And everybody knows it.
So by talking to your fellow veterans, especially the people that you served with, especially after a decade, 2 decades, 3 decades, 4 decades, who knows, 10 years, 2 years, a year, they will help you find your mission in life, accomplish it, so that you can be happier in life and not do something that will end you permanently.
Especially from, if you ever was a part of the band that was special like we had. That is really
And yet, the USS Fife was one in a fucking 20 billion, even though there's 8 billion people in the world.
I mean,
It's
'cause
more
I-
than 20 billion.
Cause I know for a fact, 'cause I did 2 commands. The second one, nothing like it. Little Tate did how many commands?
Let's go Fife, Bulkley, well, AC4, EWTG pack, 4 Sherman, and then Marmac. So
But
I've done.
well, you finish.
No, I'm done. I
And
mean,
none of them was like the Fife, was it?
no, none of
no.
them. I never found a command with people that like we talked about characters ever again. Everybody was a dead NPC.
So I went to the 5, Seal Beach, California, Atsugi, Japan, Guantanamo Bay, Bahrain, back to Seal Beach, back to Washington, D.C., Washington Navy Yard, which is the Washington Retard Yard, to the Abraham Lincoln, then to the Carl
We're going.
Vinson for a 2 months, and then back to the Abraham Lincoln, which I retired from. The Carl Vinson was amazing too. The Chucky fucking V. I missed that boat. The Chucky V.
I forget that name. I forgot that.
I only
Chucky V.
remember stinking Lincoln and the shitty
Oh,
hog.
dude, it's still
Yeah.
called the stinking Lincoln. It was so sad. Like the other, it was 2020. We had COVID and all that other shit. And someone was talking about the Butthole Richard, which is the Bonhomme Richard.
Dude,
And,
I
like,
had to stay in
The
that fucking
same
bed since
day,
August.
like before,
Fuck,
like
man.
30 minutes
Before it
before
burnt
the
down.
Bonhomme Richard caught on fire and got destroyed. We were calling it the Butthole Richard, and everyone's fucking laughing. But then it was my fucking alternate duty day, so I got called back to duty to go help fight the fire at the Bonhomme Richard, which got destroyed, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
And then, like when he said he was on the stinking Lincoln, right? I was like, dude, that's almost kind of like a full circle right there. Really.
It is
Because the Lincoln people was stationed in Everett when we got to Everett in '98 from Japan.
then when we did work on the galley, we had to eat on their galley.
Yes. So that's kind of like full circle for you, brother, right there.
It's weird. It's poetic because I was the last time I was on there was either 98 or 99. I think it was 98.
Oh, we've got more natural light. So.
Okay, I just told
So,
Brett.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, we got more. See that?
so when we went on the Lincoln, to eat at the galley or the mess next street, it was like 1999, 1998. When I got stationed on the Abraham Lincoln, the stinking fucking Lincoln, 2019. 20 years, 21 years later.
Yep. But it's kind of funny how Rocky,
It's ironic.
after all, no,
It's not
not that,
ironic.
but after all these years, right? You'll be in the Navy. 2 fucking chips.
Because like I went MA.
He was an MA.
I know.
He's kindergarten.
You know
cop,
what,
man.
though?
Yes.
You know what I tried to do after I graduated from MAA school?
Yeah.
I was like, send me back to a ship.
Yeah.
They're like, no, we're sending you to COB.
Well, because every ship has an MA, at least one.
Yeah,
At
one.
least one. That's what I find. I was like, damn, that's fucking odd right there.
So what happened was I tried to get another ship, and they're like, no, you're going to Naval Weapons Station COB. I'm like, really? I was ready to go back to a ship.
But the
They're
actual
like, no,
hey,
you're not. You've got to go to shore
Yeah,
duty.
but
You
that-
were on ship for 4
but that
fucking
actually
years.
worked out for you, brother, too.
It did because I got to the ship. They sent me to nav lead because I was up for first class. When they got for first class,
But I'm saying still beats worked out for
yeah,
you.
Seal Beach worked out for me because after I got done with first class, the Friday that I came back to work, I ended up meeting the person that would be my wife that I've been married to for 20 plus years. I guess I'm one of the fortunate ones. But anyways, we probably need to end.
Yeah, let's close it out because we're finishing up our dinner for today, and we're gonna get ready to eat after you already seen what we're gonna eat, and we're not gonna give you what we fucking ate and how good it is.
Just get over here.
I will wait a couple of seconds for you, sailor.
He's like,
Turn
Mom,
to
Mom,
the
I'm trying to cook.
Oh, Mr. Krebs, just wait.
Get over here. You're done. He's
All
gonna
right.
do us out. We're done.
Let's do this. I'm gonna ding us out. You ready?
Dinging us out?
Yep.
All right.
Hold on.
Let me know when you're ready, bro.
That's part.
Ready, let's go, brother.
All right. Fifers departing.